to play some Coyote and Crow. So this is exciting. I'm not even sure where to begin because I'm just so dang excited. So I guess I'll give a quick recap and then we'll maybe do some introductions. Does that sound good? Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Yay. Okay. So Coyote and Crow is and I just took these notes here somewhere, a science fantasy role-playing game set in an uncolonized future. It is an all-native led team that designed Coyote and Crow, and they kickstarted it very successfully, I believe, last year. And so it's pretty awesome and new and different, and it's got a very different feel to some RPGs that I've seen. So pretty excited about that. So first, I guess we'll go around. For starters, I'm Christina, pronouns they, she, and I will be the story guide for our session here. And I'm trying to remember other things I need to mention about myself. I'm part of Twitch team. So go ahead, Emerald. Do you want to go next?
I'm Emerald, pronouns she, her, and
Okay.
I'm a member of the social team. Oh, and should we say our character? Are we saying our character stuff too now?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
Okay.
like maybe an overview, and we can get into the details in a minute.
Okay. My character's name is Nazizi, nickname Zizi. Their pronouns are they, them, and they are a tinkerer, path of the crow. More to come later.
All right, Jen, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Jen. I'm part of the stream team. Stream. And my pronouns are she, they. I have to sing a song for everything, apparently. I'm really excited about this game. And my character's name is Nachu, which is awesome because she, her pronouns, or she, they pronouns, are a healer. So if it's not going to work, I get to say, not your time. So
Ah, I love it.
And Tina.
Last but not least, I'm Tina Burns. I'm the manager of social media, or socials. Sorry, yeah, either way. With GeekGirlCon, my pronouns are she, her. I am playing today. I have notes all over the place. So, Masikan, short. My nickname is Masikan Pathfinder. I am a scout playing Path of the Fox today. Yeah. So I'm excited to get started.
Hooray! So before we lead in, I'm also going to quickly read our land acknowledgement. Feels appropriate to do so. So, GeekGirlCon acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the occupied, unceded territory of Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Duwamish, Suquamish, Snoqualmie, Snohomish, Lummi, Skagit, and Swinomish. So love to do a land acknowledgement. So just to kind of set the scene for where we're gonna be, what's happening. The main city in the world of Coyote Crow. There's a lot of background information about Coyote and Crow that we could get into, but we're gonna kind of focus on the city of Cahokia because Cahokia is the big major trade center in Coyote and Crow universe. So that's where things are going to be having. It's really we have the map on screen here, and you can see it's pretty sprawling with several districts. And I've got some map annotations that I can look at and we can reference if we need to figure out where things are. As far as the world in general is concerned, the kind of the background information is that in this world, in the world of Coyote and Crow, at around the time what would we in our world 1400 AD, there was a major event that happened where something called the Awis happened, and it was also I think it was also called the Great Dark or the Greatest Darkness. I might be getting that wrong. I think it's the Darkest Night. And people said a great evil or a darkness covered the world and forced the Great Spirit to flee. Eventually, people kind of started to put together that probably a meteor had hit, and it brought radiation and rare elements and exotic matter to the planet. This event plunged the Earth into severe climate change for hundreds of years, and people went through a really rough time. But we don't know what happened outside of what is in our world considered North and South America area. We don't, like, in the world, they really just don't know what's going on with those places, and we won't be covering that in this session. But there was a huge northern ice shelf in North and South America, extended winters, violent oceans, war, starvation, lots of bad stuff. The tribes in the Americas moved and changed and evolved, and they adapted. The big thing is that there was a gift left to the people, and that was called the Adenadi, which is a purple mark that appeared on plants and people and animals that was a source of inspiration and power. And this really like became very central to a lot of their development moving forward. Your characters are part of, you are the inheritors of this changed world, and Makasing, which is North America, or what we know as North America. And our story happens in like the year 710, and the year starts from the time that always happened, the Greatest Arc. And so just to like introduce about you all specifically, you are all Suyata, and Suyata in this world are also known as the Chosen. And they are special folks with key skills that are sort of like marshals in this universe. And you all have special sets of skills. And this isn't your first rodeo, so to speak. And so you've done missions previously on behalf of the Council of 12, which are the government in this place. So I wanted to jump in and say, okay, so have you all done a mission together? What kinds of missions have you done before? Do you want to talk about that?
Well, we've done like a couple missions together, maybe. And
Yeah.
maybe we have some like past history prior to doing these missions, like since since Nacho and I are both Path of the Crow, maybe we like, she was my like mentor a little bit, when I took the Path of the Crow, and Caw Caw, yeah. And what, Tina, what did we say? We said we had something in common
You
too.
both were stealthy, and I
Oh
remember
yeah.
that.
We were like both kind of like, since I'm curious, you're probably like out hiding in the woods, being a loner, scouting
Yeah.
around, and I probably
Right.
was like, I feel like there's somebody out there scouting around, trying to be alone. What's that about? I'm curious about that, since
Yeah.
I think my motivation is curiosity. So
You're definitely a red button push kind of character. So
yeah, I was definitely like, hey, what are you doing out here? You want to be alone? But why?
And I'm
Why
like,
though? Why?
You're like, I'm trying to be quiet.
I'm like, oh, but why?
I can go with that. That sounds good. Yes. I can even tie it together that I helped Tina's former lover who was sick, since I'm the healer. But tragically, it didn't work out. But it's
yeah, I'm a little mad about that.
yeah.
Are you mad at Nachu, or just mad about what happened?
I'm definitely mad about what happened. I have some feeling. Nachu's not my best friend. Let's just say.
Okay.
You're a
Okay,
little
some
prickly, I
complicated
feel
feelings.
like. I feel like Masikan's just
Skeptical.
a little prickly.
Skeptical. Prickly.
Okay.
Prickly's a good word.
Okay. Makes sense.
I tried.
You did your best.
Yeah. I feel like you maybe weren't the
Um,
main healer. You were like called in later to like consulting healer.
And it was too late.
It's too late. There was nothing you could have done. Yeah.
Oh.
I do want to say too, I forgot to mention, I have a fox companion. Her name is Koo.
Ah, that's
So
right. And Koo's been with you for a while, right?
I raised her from a pup, so she is my constant and one companion I choose to have around. Everybody else sticks around me.
It's like the only being that you trust, because
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, what we're gonna kind of just say that you're each kind of going about your own business when you get a call, you get a message on your Nisi, which is your like ARM computer device that you all have as Suyata. And that a lot of people have. And it's a pre-recorded video message that comes in, and you, well, I guess first of all, like, what are you up to when you get the message? Maybe you each want to, like, just say kind of generally what you're up to when the message comes in.
I was tending my plants, trying to get together a new potion to help heal those itchy rashes that everyone's been getting while they're swimming in the water.
And I was probably like peeking over some fence, or like I was probably following you around. Like, what's this plant do? What's that one do? But what if this one was with this one? Can I eat this one? Should I put it in my mouth? But you put potions in your mouth. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
I was practicing my war club, completely ignoring both of them.
Nice. Okay, so
Mossy.
so you're all doing that when you get this message, and it is a message from who is director of intelligence, who works for the council and is one of the respected Suyata. So they're kind of like the rank above you in terms of if there are to be ranks, they're very well respected in the community. And this message is from Nichak, and Nichak is you see their face on the screen, and they have some tattoos, and they kind of a narrow face and a kind of grim expression, and the video message just says, they say, I need you to come in right away. I need you to report to my office as soon as you can. There's an important assignment that I have for all of you that requires your special skills, so please come in as soon as you possibly can. So that's it. That's there. There's no context given, but pretty much as soon as you can get in there. So do we want to like move into your arriving or going in there, or do you have anything you want to do before you go? Or
I think
I immediately stop doing what I'm doing and just gather my things, call Ku over, and watch these hooligans still like messing around with plants.
well, I think once I got the
Matthews,
message,
easy, let's go.
no, I'm like, but what do you think it's about? What is this? Did you guys get this message?
It doesn't matter.
There's
Let's
not a
go.
lot of details. I wonder
gotta
why there aren't a lot of details.
And I'm
wrapping
mixing
my
together
bow.
a potion that just silences just for a little bit so we can focus on the task.
And then eventually I like am in front of you guys. I'm like doing the speed walk.
nice.
Leading the way.
Hands in the air.
Yeah. Unless I get distracted by something. Maybe I get distracted and then I'm like, oh, you'll probably call me along.
Awesome. Okay, so I have to you'll have to forgive me. I don't remember all the names of the different districts and stuff. I'm trying to remember what the name of the district is that has like the okay. So you're going to the Matawi building, which is where the Council of 12 is, and the central government building, and in the Matawi district. And so you go in there, and this is a pretty notable building. And there's something about Coyote and Crow World is that I haven't quite wrapped my head around yet, is that there's a lot of subterranean travel that happens as well. A lot of stuff is built underground, so you might be taking like an underground railway. I'm not sure. I know there was a term for it, but kind of an underground railway to get there. So you get there, and it's pretty impressive building. But you've been there a few times for missions. You know that Nichak has their own office, and so you report to their office, and when you go in, they are busily they're surrounded by tech. There's tech devices everywhere. They have some disassembled robotic items. They're
oh
wearing
boy, shiny.
full of shiny objects.
Oh.
Tons of banks of computers around, and they have a set of second eye devices, which are like sort of the AR VR goggles that some people wear in this world, and they're wearing those and looking at things through it, and they're seeing a heads up display, and they're tapping away at a computer with a look of concentration on their face. When you come in, they turn and they're like, I'm so glad you were able to get here so fast. Listen, this is an unusual mission I have for all of you. I I know this is outside of the norm, but I think this will be good for all of us and in the end. But listen, the council, Kiachi on the council. He's been in the council for many years, and this year will be Kiachi's 40th year on the council, and it's an important time. And listen, I'm going to be honest. Kiachi's given me a hard time since I've became the director of intelligence. I can't get a break from this guy. I want to do something that'll make sure that Kiachi can see that I know what I'm doing, and I want to throw a celebration, just a legendary celebration for Kiachi, and in the process show that I'm capable of running a large scale operation. And so I'm going to need all of your help to make this happen in time and smoothly. Is this something you're all willing to help me with?
Oh yeah.
I walk out of the room.
Oh, really? Okay. So what's going on in your character's head for that?
Well, I was strapped for a very important mission, not to plan a party. So I like whistle at coup. I can't whistle, so just pretend that I do and just immediately turn around. So somebody's gonna have to come get me.
Okay, so if first do either of you go after her, after Mossy?
Well, I try to go after Mossy and also like butter them up a little bit since, I'm not their favorite person. But I let them know that they can get all the animals for the dinner ready, and that will give them time to, try their new moves. It might be cool.
Alone time, which is great. I think I was only temporarily distracted by Mossy leaving the room. I was more curious about like kind of the underlying messages of like, oh, you want to plan a party? Oh, how have they been giving you a hard time? Oh, I wonder what we could do with this. Should we do this? I don't know. Oh, she's leaving? Oh, wait, what's that over there?
I like how much inner monologues he's got going. I like that. Okay, so I will say that Nichak looks concerned and yells after Mossy and says, "Wait, there's more to it. Just wait and hear me out, please." Do you respond to that or react to that?
Okay. And I turn around, and if I get to kill something, I'll be fine.
Well, there very well may be that opportunity, because there is a part of this mission that could be a little dangerous. That's the first thing I actually need for all of you to do. See, the thing about Kiachi is a huge Tuaratan fan, and Tuaratan, you all know, is it's a sport in this world that is sort of like lacrosse, and there tend to be 4 big games that happen, like really big, huge things, huge events. And so that there's an arena or a sports stadium where this happens. And Nichak says, "Well, I've been receiving reports from some of my spiritual representatives in my department that very strange activity has been happening there, and that we know that we've had issues before, but the energies there are extremely bad, and there's been spirits reported that are just appearing in highly unusual numbers. And there's a game planned, and it's a big deal to Kiachi, because Kiachi used to be in Tuaratan and now follows the game very, very obsessively, and we just can't have this game get canceled. It'll be demoralizing for the whole population, let alone Kiachi. And it's a danger because it may expand beyond the fields and beyond the stadium. So I need, first of all, for that to be dealt with, and for all of you to go and see what you can do about these spirits that are appearing there. And so they kind of, I'm not exactly sure where the correct district. I think it's actually part of the Matawi district is where some of the sports arenas are, or when the stadiums are. So it's actually not too far away. And they say this is only the first part of all of this. This is the first thing we must do, because if the game doesn't happen, then Kiachi will be just a mess. And on top of that, I want to use that field to have the celebration, because it would be meaningful. This will be so many people in the population will come, because Kiachi is so important to so many people.
Kiachi would be so impressed, y'all.
I'm beginning to wonder if Zizi and Nichak are related, for one, because they just will not stop talking. And I say, you should have led with, we need spirits removed. I'm in.
Yeah, and I'm like, see, danger. You love danger. Plus, who will protect us if you're,
From the party planning, let's get the spirits first, and you guys can handle that.
I can talk to spirits. They're kind of my buddy. I ease it out, but I'll let you take a couple, okay?
Nice. Nichak's like, I will be so grateful to you. This is, there is more to it, but I can keep you updated as we go, and we can start there. It's an extra, just as an extra detail, like, yeah, these what we know about these spirits is that they are something that has appeared in smaller numbers before. And they haven't been too much of a problem. They tend to be drawn to places where there's a lot of emotional energy, and of course, a stadium where people get excited and disappointed and things happen. They show up there sometimes, and they tend to collect energy and a little bit of emotional energy from people, but they're never like this. And now we're seeing that people are getting drained and seriously mentally and emotionally hurt in these places, and we have to do something. So yeah, if you can go there, let's
remember that
let's
one
make it
time
happen.
Mossy went to a game? She got so angry. She just left.
I think that was just her, though.
That's a good point.
just the one person in the audience is just like yelling and just like,
I'm like, maybe this is your fault, Mossy. I'm like, why is this happening? Why is everybody getting so emotional? Is this because that one time you went and you got super emotional and then you never went again?
Yeah, 100% my fault.
Yeah. I'm like kind of
Okay.
teasing you, and you hate it.
I know. I'm bearing it still,
Yeah.
arms crossed in the corner.
I'm egging it on so she can hate someone else for a little bit.
You're like, yes, pay attention over there. Don't pay attention to me.
Oh, I thought we were friends. You're like,
Hey,
not
friends,
you.
share the burden.
That's true.
Not you.
So Nichak's last bit that they tell you is that they they point out this small robotic looking dragonfly. It's bigger than a regular dragonfly, but you see that it's actually a drone. And Nichak says, this drone will go with you, and I will be controlling it from afar. It can just sit on you, and it attaches is almost like a brooch. It should be kind of, it's a little ostentatious, but that's my way that I'll be able to keep in touch with you, since in this world, just as a side note, there are kind of more like local internets that are called DOSO rather than like one big global internet. So Nichak is basically using this as a way to stay connected with you from a distance. If you go outside the range of the council area. So,
Okay.
so
I would
yeah,
say, so do we each have one of those, or is it just one thing?
Yeah, it's just one drone that they will send along with you, that it can basically ride along on one of you if you're cool with that, or it can fly along behind you.
So then probably ZZ tries to grab it, but then Mossy takes it away from me.
Oh no, I'm gonna let you have a buzzing dragonfly drone.
Oh, you're like, that's annoying.
It's all yours. It's all yours.
I'm like, ooh, shiny. I've never seen one with this kind of technology. Oh.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you
And
teach
I
it
was
to
really
talk.
like,
plus it's shiny, so I'm like very into that.
Yes. Awesome. So do you want to head over to the stadium?
Yes. Let's do it.
Cool.
Let's go
Awesome.
party
Okay.
with some spirits.
Okay.
Stadium bound.
All right. So you get there, and like at first glance, for just like a normal look, you don't notice anything right away. You don't see anything. But this is the point where we're all going to learn how to roll some checks of various kinds, or at least one check.
Yay!
So we're going to see, and I'm going to try and figure out what kind of check that is exactly. I think this is going to be
Perception.
I'm just using the Emerald sheet to look and see the skills. And
Zoom
are you
in,
okay with
zoom
me
in.
showing your sheet on the stream?
Yes.
Okay. I think this would be it might be a general perception check. So you can pretty much all do that. And I see that Emerald, for example, has oh wait, it would be more of a, I guess it's a spirit thing. So it might actually be like a spirit check.
Yeah.
Because you're basically looking for something that is beyond the usual kind of seeing. So this may be like a spirit check, or you can, make whatever check you think might help you detect what's going on here.
Okay.
And then we get to figure out what that looks like.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I do
Is
want
that
to,
so? Is this when we use the Coyote and Crow app to do our dice rolling?
Yeah, I think this is where that's going to come into play.
Such fun.
Yeah.
And it's standard, right?
Yeah,
Not
these will be standard. Yeah, critical, from my understanding of it, critical comes in after you do a first roll with standard dice, and if something rolls a 12, that's a critical die, and you re-roll it to see if you got more successes, basically. And I'll explain it. Don't worry. You don't have to remember this, and I'll walk you through it when we get there. And again, I'm learning on the fly on a lot of this as well. So yeah, no stress on that, because this is going to be kind of a learning experience for all of us. I just need to figure out, for this specific kind of check, if there's anything I need to know that will come in handy here. I want to make sure that we can do generic stat checks, and I think we can.
I also have cybernetic eyes, remember? So that might boost my...
And I'm just cool with all spirits, so just sending my little vibes out there, offering them some of my potions, seeing if anybody wants to do a little jig.
Yeah, we can, I feel like you can either try, it depends on what you're good at, I suppose, but you can try an investigation check, or a generic, or a knowledge check if you have that kind of knowledge. Let me see.
Yeah, my investigation and knowledge are both pretty good, since I think the two stats associated with Path of the Crow are spirit and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then the way that will work, and you also have the far sight.
Far sight, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and of course, if there's, I have not even peeked at the chat yet, but if there's anybody in chat who's, more knowledgeable about this stuff than me, then feel free to chime in and tell me if I'm doing it wrong. But for now, we'll do that. And so the way that this works is that the numbers in a skill, pretty much, your total is how many total of the dice in the app you will roll, and you'll roll that many standard dice.
Dang.
So
okay.
if you have a skill, yeah, it's a lot. So if you have a skill like investigation, like Emerald here has got 7 investigation, for example. I don't know if that's the one you're planning on using, but
yeah, it was, because that kind of makes sense thematically. I mean, my knowledge is also the same level, but I feel like investigation is more the skill that I might be using.
Okay.
So I roll 7 standard dice.
Yeah, you roll 7 standard dice, and you can, there's also in the app a button that's sort, and that'll sort it by how high the number is. I basically will set a success number. I think that they said the average success number, the default is 8, and it can be modified. So if you have something that says, so reduce the success number or increase the success number, then we'll calculate that in. But pretty much the first thing we'll walk through it step by step. So we'll go through. Okay, you roll the dice. You roll that many dice for your total.
I have rolled 7 dice to investigate.
Okay, so now, how many of those dice are an 8 or above?
Yeah, 1.
One of them isn't. Okay, that still counts as a success.
Okay.
So in this game, even if you only roll 1, it's a success. However, how many 1s did you roll?
2.
Okay, so those are each -1, and I'm happy to go through this every time we roll. It's totally fine. So yeah, no stress about that. So and also I might be wrong, but we'll just go with this and see how it goes.
So they subtract from your highest die, or
pretty much. So it's pretty much like you got 1 success and 2 failures. Now, did you roll any 12s?
No, but I rolled an 11.
Oh, so close. Yeah. Okay. And let me see. And do you have any? I'm trying to remember what other things can modify this check. I think there are also things potentially that people can do to help, but I don't remember how that works exactly.
Hey, while you're thinking about that, let's do a shout out to the Emmy the Oddball Raid. Welcome. They brought 20 people.
Oh,
Wow.
excellent.
Thanks for
Welcome,
watching.
everybody.
Yay!
They're
Welcome.
excited about the system. We are new to the system, so
Yes,
so-
and please, if any of you who've just joined us happen to be pros at this, like, feel free to correct us and tell us about how to do things better, because
We
we're
are
learning
learners.
the mechanical part of it is new to us. So yeah, I guess since we have new folks, like I'll just give a quick summary about GeekGirlCon. We're an organization that works to empower women and marginalized people to. I guess I know we have a more updated like version of our mission statement, and maybe I think we might actually have a command for that in
yeah,
chat
we got it.
If our
Yep.
Did somebody put it up?
Yeah.
Did somebody already do it? Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm looking so I could read it off. Oh, the commands are broken. Oh, okay. Commands might not be quite working at the moment, so I'll just give you like our general. We work to empower women in marginalized communities to pursue their passions, whether that's like science and tech, comics, literature, gaming, anything in that area, and ensuring that those people are supported and welcomed and encouraged to pursue what they love. And yeah, promoting geek culture and making a safe and happy place for everybody. So and if anybody else has anything they want to say about GeekGirlCon, like, go for it.
It's amazing.
No, but we should say also that we're playing Coyote and
Oh, yes.
Crow.
Oh yeah.
True. We should reintroduce you to what we're actually
tabletop
doing.
role playing game, native led and designed.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and it is a sci-fi and fantasy game set in an uncolonized future. So it's pretty awesome, and we're just now getting into our first. We've done some setup, and we're just now getting into our encounters. So
Yeah,
and
we've
we are
done the
figuring
first
out how
dice
the heck
roll.
that
Yeah,
even
in the
works.
Coyote and
Yeah.
Crow app, which is cool.
Yeah.
Is
love
it a
that app.
success?
Very helpful. And so the only thing I'm wondering is if we have any other like conditional modifiers, or if there's a way. What I'm wondering is if there's a way people can like help and support each other in a role, because I feel like I saw
with
that somewhere,
skills,
but
or
I
does
don't.
my like far sight ability affect this somehow, or is that something I have to choose specially?
Oops, I'm looking in the wrong window.
Are we rolling collaboratively or individually? Like,
you can definitely each
if
make
Emerald's role is
ones,
what
too.
we're okay.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
wrote my own, but I'm waiting.
We can go through. Yeah, we can go through those, and I just wanted to check and see if Emerald's Farsight did anything for the wisdom and perception check.
Easy.
Okay, activation, primary action, 2 points of mind. So you would spend 2 points of mind, and it allows your character to see, hear, and experience your natural senses from distant locations or through people they're familiar with. I'm not sure if that one would apply.
Yeah, I don't actually think that's applicable to this situation.
Okay.
Sounds like something you want to save.
I think we'll say that one's not a success. So we'll see what Tina and Jen come up with.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, as the wonderful not you, obviously it was not you.
It was not me.
Not you.
I have 2 that are higher than 8, and I also have a 12, and I have 1 1.
Okay,
that sounds promising.
One failure. You said 2 that were higher than 8. 2
Yeah.
that were 8 or above. Okay,
and that's including the 12 because I have a
great.
10 and a 12. Yeah.
Okay, and so the 12. This is the part where the critical dice come in handy. So, you could clear your dice at this point, and you had 112, so you would hit plus. You would add a critical die, and you would roll it again. And what that does, yeah, you will no matter what get a success from this die. But if you get like above a certain number, then you do better. Basically,
I
you get
11.
Nice. That's great. That's perfect. Trying to remember how many successes that gives you. And I of course went away from the dice check section. So, but basically you did succeed. And so
Yes!
before I describe for you, let's see if what Tina notices and how did you roll or no?
So Mossy, while very skilled with her weapons, not so much in like investigation. Is that what Nachu rolled for? Investigation?
I rolled for knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay, yeah.
Ah,
That's not my So I do have though those cybernetic eyes. My question
right.
is, can I roll the cybernetic stat and the specialized skill stat together?
Or
Ooh.
would you just do
Hmm.
cybernetics?
That's a good question.
Well, it's kind of
Yeah.
a boosted stat. It's a boosted. My
Okay.
Yeah,
cybernetics is boosted because I've got
I would think you would roll
it's
them
boosted.
together.
That's my question.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
let
I'm
me
rolling 2 dice.
see.
Not ideal.
Yeah, like I mean, it would make sense from the sounds of it that you would add that in, and that you would be able to add that together because it
And my
sounds like from what
specialized
you're
skill
saying that it would
is
make sense.
sensory implants, so like the eyes.
Okay.
So you're gonna
Okay.
let me
Yeah.
roll 4? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's do that. Yeah. Let's try it.
Okay, I got a 12, 12, 10, and a 2.
Okay. Say it one more time. Sorry. 12.
12, 12, 10, 2.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So
good.
that's really good. Like you
Yeah.
are like overwhelmingly succeeding at that. Yeah.
It was like
So.
half the dice that I got to roll, and you did so much better.
Okay, so let's like now you can roll the critical. At this point you've got so many successes, like you don't necessarily have to, but if you want to roll the critical dice, since you got a couple 12s, you could roll those and see how super successful you are.
Just for funsies.
Yeah, sure. And just for
Rub it in
Okay,
our
practice. So
faces.
what does that mean though? Tell me that again.
so any however many 12s you got, you can clear your dice from your app and then you can add in that many critical dice. So
Okay, so 2.
Two.
so 2 and then hit roll. And I still am not 100% sure how that worked, but I think with critical dice, yeah,
I mean,
critical dice for every die, yeah, it will always count as a 1, but if you roll equal or higher than the success number, which was 8 in this case, it'll be worth 2 successes, so you'll be
I
extra
got a
successful.
4 total,
Okay,
so
okay.
first roll
But
was way better.
you were already pretty successful. Yeah, I mean, this adds on to your first roll, which is a good thing about
Okay,
critical dice.
okay.
It's just like getting a critical success in like D&D, you know, it just makes you extra good.
Gotcha.
So okay, so everybody have got a sense of how everybody perceives things. So Zizi is squinting at the field and and everything looks perfectly normal. You can't like you're like what spirits are this is just a sports field. Like this is just a stadium.
I'm probably
Whatever.
distracted by like, oh, grass. Oh, what?
Yeah, so and I will say that everybody sees one thing that you all see, and I forgot to mention this, is that there's a person out on the field, but they're dressed in the Tuaratan outfit and they look like they're practicing their sport. And but so you all see that, but Tina, I'm gonna start with what Tina sees and then go to what Jen also sees. So with the extra enhancement, Tina is able to kind of see something that's, you know, semi-transparent. And I would say that this also relates to the fact that Tina has some abilities. You have walk the black, so there's some amount of seeing into another realm that you're almost doing at the same time, where you see these shapes and you start to realize you're seeing them all over the place. They're not very big, each individual one. But they're like, you know, like this big. Trying to think how big that is so I can say it for descriptive purposes. But you know, what is that? A couple feet? They're like no, that's too big. Like a foot and a half or something. Uh,
But
uh,
what is that in meters?
yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. So you see these, you know, these semi-translucent shapes, and you even see with your extra check, like not only are they appearing everywhere all over the place, you also see that a couple of them are actually on and attached to this person, this sports are out in the field. They're actually on them, but the person doesn't seem to have noticed yet that they have this on them. So, and as far as what Jen sees, and I guess first, Tina, if you want to say anything or do anything with that, right away,
Yeah.
I'll let you see.
So I see Zizi kind of starting to wander in, and I just grab her and say, or grab them and say, "I see spirit," and pull her back.
She like probably like prevented me from like walking right through an amorphous blob.
Yes. And so with Jen, especially with just your some of your basic, I'm also seeing, comparatively. Yeah, I would say Jen, because of these higher like mind stats, and that you're also beyond that. You see a couple of these. You don't see as many as Tina sees. Tina's spotting them like like you see them all, and Mossy is seeing them everywhere. You don't see as many, but you do see them pretty clearly and recognize like the spiritual energy coming off of them. And just because of like your background in more spiritual and your arts, like you kind of are more familiar with that realm, and so you realize like these are these emotional, energy draining spirits that by themselves can be a little irritating, but like you do see the ones that are attached to the athlete on the field. And when you see them, I would say that probably both of you, but maybe Jen more clearly because of your spiritual connections. You see that they look sort of like they look like possums, right? They look like they're kind of like a possum in nature, and they've got like kind of beady eyes and long snouts, and when you see the ones that are on this athlete, you can hear them. They seem to notice you as well, and you hear them sort of screech, and they go, "Do not observe me." and they seem angry, a little bit angry that they've been spotted, and they've seen you now.
Uh-oh.
So
Well, I would definitely, because of my nature of being a healer and understanding the energies, I would look at Mossy and very politely ask that she check her energy at the door, because we do not need any more negative energy for these possums that feed on, as for it is trash. And then I look at the possums that are screaming and say, "I can see you." And I tell the person that they're on, I need you to take this lovely smoking tree branch and wave it around you while humming and meditating. Positive energy is your goal. So we can first attack those particular possum eater energy things.
yeah, so you want to get
Yeah.
the ones that you want to interact with, those ones.
Yes.
Okay, so let's process that first. So this person, they're sweaty, they're running around, they just are powering right through. They don't seem to be really aware, but they run towards you, and they're pretty tall, and of course very muscular, and they run up towards you, and because they heard you call them, and you recognize this person. They are a famous athlete in this sport, and they're pretty well known. They and you the when they approach you, you get the drone activates, and it says, I don't know who is, it's on ZZ, right? You hear
Mhm.
so you hear Nichok's voice through the drone, and Nichok says, "That's Nazapt. That's Kiachi's favorite Tuaraton star. You've definitely got to help them and make sure that they're okay, because they've got to play in the big game if we
Right.
clear this field." So
Don't offend them, probably.
yeah. So they hear what Nachu has said, and they're like, "Oh, like, why? Like, what's the big deal?"
It seems as if your party gang has caught on some little critters on top of you. They've just attacked.
They look around themselves, and they like go like this, but they clearly have no idea what you're talking about. Like they're just completely oblivious, and they're like, "Oh, there's mosquitoes and stuff around, but like I don't see anything. I seem fine." But do you want to make? Let's see. So they don't know. Do you want to make a
They don't
check?
seem in distress. They're like just working out.
Yeah.
Like they look. What they look like is they look exhausted. They look like they're tired, pretty tired, maybe beyond what you would expect.
And maybe these
for
possums are like
normal.
drawing on their energy
Yeah.
in some way.
Yeah, but they just are so oblivious because they're just so like dedicated that they haven't quite realized what's going. They're like, I do need a break. I've been at this for a while. I just feel. I hope I'm not coming down with something. Something's wrong. And so they realize, okay, well, what have you got? So you said you wanted to have them do something, and
Like a
I
cleansing.
feel like fall under maybe a medicine check.
Yes.
Does that seem right? Okay.
Yes, it
Want to
is.
do a medicine check?
I will totally do a medicine check.
Okay, so to just like recap so we can keep going like through that, you have a total of 9 in your dice pool, which means you can add 9 standard dice to your
Yes.
I mean, it makes
pool.
sense. You are a healer.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yes. Okay. So it has to like the ones above 8, or is it 8 and above or above 8?
Or
Think
does this
about
have a
that.
different success
Yeah. Does this
Yeah, I have to
number?
think about the success number for that one.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I would say let's stick with the default success number for now, and let's go with
Okay.
8 until I see a better. Yeah, like I'm not so sure yet, so I feel like that's a good place to start. Is like the 8 success number.
Okie dokie. Well, I have 3 8 and aboves, and then I have a 1.
Okay, so you get 2 successes then for sure. So this will be successful. And it's just like, so what it tends to be with your successes is that you are if it's something that involves like healing soul or body or mind, it'll increase how many points. It's like a 1 for 1. So with 2 successes, if you're healing them, which we'll say that this is something where
Yeah.
they've been pretty drained, right? And I'm trying to remember, does medicine heal a specific stat? Do you remember? I can also
I
look
don't
it
think it does. I think it was just a general.
It's just like a general, it can heal
Heal.
any of those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why it went
Okay.
well with my. That's why I was like, caw.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm gonna just do a quick let me do a quick check on that and make sure I understand. Oh, I thought it was up here somewhere. I'm too far. I need to be up here. And look at the specific medicine skill and see if there's anything special we need to know about that. I'm in the seas. That's not what we need. There we go. Okay.
And during the meantime, I'm just picking at Macy like, hey, I really like your fox. Your fox is a great companion for healing. It gives positive moods. Hey.
She's jumping around the court, like nipping at these possums, trying to eat them.
And ZZ is shortly behind, following behind.
Yeah.
I am also like, what are you nipping at? What are you nipping at? Although I probably was like interested in the player. I was like, you are very tall and muscular. And then I probably followed, Nacho around being like, we've been training in herbalism. Anything I can do to help? And then you were like, no, I got this. And I was like, all right, fox time.
And then I called you back and I said, actually, you can help me make this spell.
Okay. I was like, I have a 7 in herbalism now, so that's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Nice. So it looks like I normally, okay, I'm going to make an exception in this case since we already did the medicine roll and everything. It looks like normally medicine is applied to body. But we're going to say in this case, just because we've already applied this rule, that you can work on mind and spirit in this particular case, and in the future we'll roll it differently or we'll pay attention because I didn't look first and I don't know which one is specific to mind or body. I'm sure it's probably one of the ones you have, to be honest. Like I'm sure. So like I would say you probably would have managed it no matter what. So yeah, so you're able to because you got 2 successes, you're able to kind of heal them, and those ones that are clinging, they screech and they bare their teeth and they let go, they latch and kind of skitter a little bit a ways away, but now they're all paying attention. Now the swarm, Tina especially, can see the swarm around is starting to pay attention to you and has noticed, and maybe they're even paying a special attention to Masi, because Masi's got some serious energy coming off of her right now.
Yep. So we gotta protect Masi while Masi destroys.
So I guess at this point, maybe an initiative, figuring out initiative would be good. For combat, if that's pretty much what you're intending to do. If you have another thing you want to do, we can do that. But is that kind of where we're headed? Do you think you ready to fight them?
What's the approximate number that we see? Are they increasing, or they're just converging now toward me?
Yeah, it's not that there's more appearing necessarily. There's just already a bit of a swarm out there that are some of them that are like near to you in the field. You can see them all over the place, but the larger portion of them are now all converging towards all of you. And like, let's say there's like 10 of them that are all approaching right now as sort of a group and kind of closing in around you.
And one more question, sorry. From a combat standpoint, are weapons going to affect spiritual things?
That is a good question that I'm not 100% sure of the answer to. I would say that you from what you can tell, because you were able to detect them and see them and everything, they have some degree of physical form in this realm, in this reality. So I would say yes. I think that it's something where you could definitely do that. And I don't know if there's certain, again, to the audience, to the viewers, I apologize for not having a full grasp yet on the how all the skills and systems work, but
the learning process.
Learning,
It's good. We're good.
Thank you.
Who has the highest initiative already? Did
I thought initiative
Nachu and
wasn't
Easy?
Yeah, so the way initiative works is a little bit, it's
different.
And it's something that I will have to like find the page on that probably too.
I'm like trying to look too.
Yeah, I appreciate backup on that for sure. I'll go back up to it seems like Control F is not always the best way to find it. It seems easier to just go up here and kind of take a look for the section I need. Where is the encounters? I went by it, didn't I?
Initiative.
Roll for initiative to figure out initiative.
Oh yeah, but anyway, Masi's gonna kick it.
I'm like, why are you freaking out? Like, why are you preparing yourself mentally for a battle? I can tell you are.
Because I'm the healer. I'm excited to heal.
But I can't see anything. Like, I'm like, what's your guys' problem?
Oh yeah, that's
y'all.
And then I hand you a potion, and I'm like, this, and you can see things, but you also have to stay close so you don't like freak out.
I don't think I would freak out. I think I would want to investigate. I would want to like go up to one and be like, "What's your deal? Why are you here?"
Us out, so you need to stay here.
Yeah, I will observe that and try to rein in my curiosity.
Let's say that Nachu gives you this potion that she's created, and it's going to reduce your the success number you need, and so you could make another check right now to see if you can see them. Make another attempt to take a look, and I'll reduce the success number.
Okay.
I know, over here massaging Masu's shoulders. You got this. You got this.
You're like, ready. You're like,
as I see them all coming at me, like.
Don't look at them. Just focus on you. You got this.
7 dice.
Figure out a way to calm them down. I only have so many arrows.
Okay, this is a way better roll. So that potion, I was like, delicious.
Yeah, so let's say it reduced it by 1, so you have to get 7s. 7s or higher.
Guess what I got?
What do you got?
Wait, let me sort them. 2, 5, 7, 7, 8, 12, 12.
What's up? Yeah. Okay.
She's like, no. Washing out her eyes.
You drink that potion and everything suddenly becomes crystal clear, and you are surrounded by scary spirit opossums, and with beady eyes and auras and teeth, and suddenly they're everywhere.
I'm gonna take a step closer to Mossy, and kind of like I'll like peer out like behind her now, but like kind of peering out like, ooh, what?
So the
I
way
need
that the initiative
space.
seems. Oh, you're like, back up, everybody, back up.
Yeah.
It's about the order in which everyone is acting when more than one person is trying to accomplish something, and it sounds like
It
you
sounds like
each
Mossy
have a
is
score.
supposed to go first.
It does seem
Everybody's
like,
like,
it seems
what are you
like,
gonna do, Mossy?
You check your character sheets for your initiative score. What is everyone's initiative score for starters, if you have that on your sheet? Let's see.
I'm a 10.
Where is that?
That's a good question.
I would buy your stats.
Oh, I guess it would be over here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like we might not have. So yeah, Tina's got a 10. It looks like we don't have it on yours yet, but I can look and see how it's calculated.
Agility plus perception plus charisma.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Agility plus perception plus charisma.
Oh, mine's probably lame. That makes sense.
Agility plus perception plus.
So the middle column in your stats. So mine is a 7.
Yours is a 7. Looks like Jen's is a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Tina's got a 10. Now it doesn't necessarily go that the highest does have to go first. From what I understand, it's more of like that gives you an advantage for let me see.
And can I answer a question in chat real quick? To us we'll be on YouTube, but also like we're here till 5. So
yeah,
it's cool to just whatever you feel comfy with. If we're gonna redo all of this later, it's still up to everybody. But I'm having fun.
Like if the question is, are we going to play this game again?
Yeah.
Some other time, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
If y'all like it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I'm willing, and it all depends on if you all are, and whether people are interested. And
I feel like since this is part of my, I am part native, so like that's why I'm so excited about this. So I'm always down to try again.
With a little more knowledge,
I'll
more
probably
experience.
bring more of my personal tribe in, but then it might get scary, and there'll be a lot of drinking. So it'll be good.
In real life or in the game? Because in the game, alcohol is not actually very common. Because it's not right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Potions. I gotcha. So the way it sounds like it goes is that basically you'll pick from. There's like a 1 and 12. And we sort of arrange you in order in there, and you kind of discuss amongst yourselves who's going to go first. And you can choose any initiative equal or lower than the character's initiative score. So that's pretty much what's happening. Tina can pick an initiative, and higher is better. So Tina can pick an initiative, all the way up to 10, and so on and so forth.
I mean, I'll just choose my initiative. I'll choose to go first.
You want to go first, and everybody else is.
It makes sense, like for like if there was a different situation, like maybe Jen would want her to go later on. She would be like, "Oh, since I'm a healer, I want to go last, so she can choose anything 9 and under." She would be like, "I'll choose 6 then." It's like so you can choose. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Clean up.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll go ahead and I'm kind of have a little initiative sheet that I'm tracking on my own over here. So then do in terms of Zizi and Nachu, between the two of you, who would like to go first? It looks like Nachu could go next. After Mossy.
I think Zizi should go, and then I kind of just clean up everything that's left over and do like an all over sweep. If that makes sense. Since I am the healer, yeah.
It's like I think either way would be good because you're the healer, but it's also like a spirit situation. Yeah, so I'm fine going either second or third.
Sounds good.
Second, I really want to go second.
You're just so thrilled about going second. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I've got that laid out, and I think the NPCs are a secret at this moment. But it'll become obvious probably pretty quick, like where they are in the initiative order. So I guess that means Mossy gets to go. So what are we up to?
I push away my hanger-oners to give myself some space. I've already
Step back. I know what you need.
I've already unslung my bow. And that's my weapon. So I'm going to I see a cluster coming at me. I'm going to shoot at the cluster and hopefully hit more than like burst the cluster versus like hopefully I can get multiple at a time.
Like a burst, yeah.
Yeah. You know, they're like
Okay.
all clamored up, so let's just obliterate them all.
Awesome.
So I think for me that is considered a ranged weapons skill check.
Ranged weapon. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think you are correct. Is that that's going to be a ranged weapon? So yeah, go ahead and make that check, and I will be reviewing combat encounter as we go here.
Okay. What do the numbers mean for my? I guess I just need to see if I hit first. So same concept. Where based on my stat level, I roll that many dice.
Based on your skill pool, the dice pool based on your ranged skill, I believe, is what you would be looking at for this particular case. So with you've got to that would be a dice pool of 10, and if you have any other bonuses or anything that go with that, if your weapon adds anything to that, I'm not sure.
Wait a minute, I'm rolling the total rank versus the first stat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Like your total dice pool.
Okay, my cybernetics one, I totally missed that. I had 14 dice I could have rolled that way.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. 10. I got it.
And you still like trounced me in the roll.
Okay, here we go.
Nice. Okay.
So what's the total or overall I'm looking for?
Yeah, let's go with the default for this one. Let's go for the 8 success number. Mm-hmm. Let's stick with default for now since this is our first time.
So count how many dice are over 8?
Yes. Yeah, 8 or over, I think. I think it's meter beat. I'm pretty sure.
Meter beat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 over 8.
So you kill everything?
Oh, okay, that was cool.
Tommy.
Bye, everybody.
And we're done. Thanks for watching.
So Mossy got it, and
okay, so let's say how that works is. Did you get any criticals? Any 12s?
I have 1 12.
Okay, so you can roll that one and see if you get an extra success if you get anything above an 8 on that die.
I do not.
Okay. Okay, so then total successes, sorry, one more time, was
5.
5 of them. Okay. So the way this works in combat is like if you're doing it against body, which is in this case kind of what you're doing, you would be, for each point of success, from what I understand, that would be a point of their body. These are individually little guys, but they, there's a lot of them, obviously, so they don't necessarily have a huge amount of body score, I would say, but you could pretty much, I'm going to say, I'm playing a little fast and loose with the rules because of not fully understanding them, but I'm going to say that you could distribute some of this out if you want to try to take out multiples or attack multiples with this shot, or you could say that you just do a really good hit on like one of them or something.
So can I have the single arrow just kind of burst one of the clusters? So can we count it as like 3 or 4 or something like that of the spirits, or go away? We haven't really gotten a quantity yet, so I'm not really sure how many beings we're going to be fighting.
But you did say you were aiming kind of for like the locus, like the densest area of spirit opossum. things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I would say that you can hit like a cluster of them
Okay.
and try to take out some of them. And I'm going to try and like now I know there's range is also a calculation in this, but I think for our purposes, we're just gonna say that they're within whatever is the good range for your bow. I know the range the bow has, or whatever the weapon is, has numbers that tell you what range it's good at. And I don't remember. I feel like maybe it's like there's like 3 numbers, and it's like short, medium, long range. But we'll just say for this purpose that they're in your good range, like that you don't remove any successes for that. It won't get any harder.
Oh yeah, so I've got 0, -1, -1.
Okay.
I don't know what that means though.
I think it's like that might mean that it's particularly good at medium and long range, because I think it reduces the success number that you have to hit, and it's just normal at short range. So that's great,
Okay.
because that means we don't even really have to worry about it. It's just
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, so I would say that with that shot you got 5 successes. I'm going to say that you take out like 3 of them with that shot in that cluster. You take out like 3, and they screech again, and they just kind of dissipate like smoke, and completely go away. But you also notice, I will say, that when this happens, you notice that it almost seems like there's a little bit of a ripple or a shield around them when they get hit by this regular arrow, as if there might be another level to this that makes them a little harder to hit with a regular weapon.
Okay.
I see Jen raise your hand. You're seeing potential here.
Okay. I yell out, Nachu, there, look for other forces that might be protecting them, and kind of like grab another arrow just to be ready for the next time.
And I say, I got you, but let's first dip those arrows in some potions here. So I dip.
You're like, not you, got you.
So we dip a few of your arrows into some magical potion that also helps the shield. What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm next. Excuse you. Not you turn.
I'm letting them know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was gonna say, when we get to your, what we'll do
That's
is
good.
like that'll be that can be like an action that you take.
We're
on,
consulting.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Like you can plan that you can do that to try and do something to reduce Tina's success number that Mossy has to hit.
So let's see what little Zizi does here to get in trouble.
How dare you?
That's true. You don't know what might happen.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
How dare you accurately describe me?
And I am going to say that at this point, the athlete, Nazapt, when this happens, because of that force and that impact, Nazapt now, like, you see that they have recognized that there are these spirits and these creatures here, and they're like, holy cow, what the heck? That's not like, I've never seen those before. And
we should
they
probably be like, get under cover or something.
Yeah, like, I mean, they look like they can handle themselves, but they are a little injured and stuff. But they kind of ready themselves a little bit, and just in case they get attacked.
They're like an athlete, so they're like,
yeah, right, yeah, exactly.
Running circles.
And they're like, that was on me. Ugh.
No, what is that?
Yeah.
Spirit goo.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
So yeah, go ahead. Zizi, what are they doing?
Well, I feel like since I heard something might be protecting them, could I use my far sight to be like, what's this really about? Like, is there some outside source?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's
creating, coming in.
Yeah, I would say let's give that a try. And
So,
now I need to remember how that works again, but it's
exactly what an opportunity for learning.
Yay, we love a good learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are the skills?
I mean, alternatively, I could just try to do that with investigation. Like now that I can see these spirit possums, I could be like, why though? Or knowledge, like maybe I know something about,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Maybe now that you can see them, you can identify them and give some.
Right, yeah. Since I'm always doing like research and trying to learn all the things. Like, oh, I read about that in that one book I discovered in the corner of that, library I broke into.
Oh, don't you have herbalism? So like
I
that
do.
can also help. Like, oh, this plant helps with the possums.
Yeah. And I have some in
Yeah,
my
I would say
pocket.
I would go for whichever one makes sense. Whatever one you want to try. Maybe whatever you're particularly good at. If you want to use your ability, we can work with that. And if you want to use one of your skills, then we'll
Okay,
do that.
I think I'll start with skills then, and do a knowledge check because maybe that kind of makes more sense for the situation. My character right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Skills.
So
Can we figure out how that knowledge applies in this case?
Roll for possum lore.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I think I do have like animal connection. I have the gift of level 1 animal connection. So that's good.
Spiritual
So-
animals?
I know, I also remember when we were making our characters, I was like, I'll have level 1 spirit connection too, and then I took it away to add
that's
something to
right.
my stats.
Yeah.
Oh!
They are also like an animal spirit. I don't know if animal connection might
Yeah,
help
so it
you or
might
not. I don't
like
remember
help
on
a
the
little
arts, but-
bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way it seems like knowledge works, and we can again play a little fast and loose with this, but so what is your knowledge in? What what do you specialize in knowing about? And I'm fine if you kind of make up something that works right now.
All
if you
things.
didn't already pick
Who's
something, 'cause
knowledgeable
it
in
sounds like
all
it's sort of a
things?
specialized
I mean,
knowledge.
that is kind of Nazizi's goal, is to just like learn as much about like the world around them as possible. And since like Nachu and Masi are kind of their like mentor friends, since they're like both like a little older, and just like Nazizi admires them both. I think that probably right now their focus is kind of like medicine, herbs, nature, kind of scoutiness, like survival, but also like how things work. Basically, Nazizi is into how things work, like all things. Since their archetype is the tinkerer, they're like, oh, I want to know how that works so I can make it or improve it, because their long-term goal is to like invent something cool.
Okay.
Basically, you're a toddler. No, I'm just kidding.
Basically, I'm a toddler. I'm like, why is the sky blue? What's that about? I'm gonna go over there.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I find her taking things apart in my workshop all the time.
Yeah, all the time. And like
Zizi.
60% of the time I can put them back together. So
She tries to sneak up on my cybernetics with like a little tiny screwdriver, and I always
yeah.
catch her, so.
And she's
got to work
she's
on her
not having
skill.
it.
We're not even going to talk about what she does in the lab. So
yeah. So I mean, so many times Nachu's been like, "You did what? Let me see your wound." And I'm like, "Sorry, I burnt this."
Okay, so let's say that it's like a specialized knowledge of like a nature of things, nature kind of check. And so with the way that knowledge works is that it will kind of help you decrease your success number in that thing, if I'm understanding correctly. So we might pair this with sort of making another. You could maybe make another check and use your knowledge to reduce the success number that's needed. So maybe you're doing an investigation and your knowledge reduces the check that you're making. Does that
or
make
like
sense?
like reduces like what we need to defeat them, kind of type of thing.
Yeah, exactly, because once you've learned more about them in this case, yeah, it'll reduce. Yeah, let's go like that. It'll reduce the success number for them from the 8 that we set to a 1. So go ahead and make that roll then.
Okay, my knowledge is 7. Rolling. Okay, I get sort. I always lose the sort, and it's like the biggest button on this app.
She's the worst to do the jump. She's the worst.
How dare you? I mean, ultimately, I'm going to make your cybernetics better. Like once I figure it out.
Ultimately,
You're welcome
once you
in
figure them out,
advance.
I keep
Yeah.
having to fix them.
After I heal and fix and help and aid.
Me, like, whoops, I have this rash now because I touched that herb.
You all sort of help each other.
Somehow
Yeah.
you connived Koo to not even wake me up when you're trying to do this.
I know. Well, I bribed Koo
Treats.
with like treats.
You have an
and
animal
like
connection, yeah.
I do. I played we play Fox games and stuff.
So there's sort of a cycle of you all hindering and helping each other where
Just like good friends.
Mossy has to
Found
protect
family.
you too, but you help with the cybernetics sometimes. And Nacho heals you when
Help.
you get in some injuries.
Yeah, man, help. Okay, so I got
how'd you do?
3 above 8 and 1 1. No 12s.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, no ones either, you said?
No, I got 1 1.
Oh, you got 1 1. Okay, so pretty much like 2 successes then at that point, which is, that's going to count as a success. And in this case, I'm just going to, call it straight across the board, and it'll reduce their success numbers going forward, and it'll be easier to take them out. And what you learn, I guess I should talk about like sort of what you learned from that, and not just talk about the mechanical side of things, is that when you do this investigation and you're paying attention, you're kind of looking at sort of the aura around them and the shimmer, and you're kind of racking your brain and being like, what if I learned about the world that I know that applies here? What am I seeing? And you realize that as they sort of phase in and out a little bit, you realize that they are not fully in this realm, and part of what's shielding them is the fact that part of them is still within the black, which is that sort of realm, that secondary realm beyond the veil, kind of. So that like that is what is sort of protecting them, and now that they need to, in order to like make that extra effort, and this will be informative to Nachu if you you're giving her that information, that you need something added on to these arrows, and to make it to make it actually do a really effective job.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I mean, I'm just Nazizi never shuts up about all the things they're learning, so they're definitely gonna like be like, oh, friends. They're like they're still partly in the spirit. They're in the black too. Like how you have to attack them like in both ways at the same time. Oh, that's so interesting. How can we do that?
Which
I read about these in this secret book that I found once. Also, there was an obscure reference.
As I gently pat you on the head and let you know you are 100% right.
Like, thank you. I figured it out.
And I'm giving you a laughing potion for later when we're not working.
Okay.
Nice. So what is Nachu doing with this new information to help help Mossy do a better job at taking these possum spirits out?
So I'm going to use my herbalism, which is 7, to find the herbs to help take out this possums, or a possum posse.
Ooh, the posse of possums.
Possum posse. Oh my gosh.
Potential possum posse.
Get right out.
This game is over.
Get out of town.
These possums. So I do 7, right? That's how this rolls. And then I do the.
Oh yeah, what check are you trying to make here? Are you doing like an herbalism
check?
Okay, so you get a dice pool of 10 for herbalism.
Dang.
So you get so many. And
can we make whatever her successes are be like how many of my arrows she can dip or apply the potion
imbue
to?
I love it. Yeah.
Imbibe,
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you something too to drink. So like when you can actually be part in and out of the blackness as well. So you can actually hit both of them. All of them. Yeah. My
okay.
And just for flavor, I am like assisting you. I'm like your sous chef of herbs.
Please bring me this herb. Please bring me
you're like
you whipped out a standing table and you've got chef knives. And you're like,
yeah. She's like, can you hand me the 12 gauge basil?
No, that's the wrong green.
Oh, sorry. Ooh.
So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of 8 and above, and no ones, and 112.
Nice.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the critical die for the 12 and see how many you get of that. And
Wow.
we'll kind of make that
8.
one. Okay.
Nice.
We'll make that the deciding factor that lets you do both the things that you said. That you got that extra one, so that means you can not only do the arrows, which so that's what is that, 5 successes?
Yes.
Total. So you'll be able to do 5 arrows, which is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're giving Mossy something that kind of helps her be able to see it better. Is that right?
It's to basically helps her spirit go into both worlds, so she's able to like get them both in and out of the blackness, which
Nice.
helps gather even the ones that are trying to linger in.
Okay, awesome.
She's like phasing.
I'd like to think that because I have Walk the Black ability, which I cannot do in an encounter, this just kind of helps me like be partially in the black
Yeah, that makes
when
perfect sense.
I'm in an encounter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that thematic.
Yeah.
So I'm like half spooky.
Oh, you're always half spooky to me.
Yeah, I mean I'm all spooky all the time. Let's be real.
Mossy's got some spooky energy going. Cool. So all right. So yeah, you definitely like you dip those arrows in there. They get a sheen to them, and almost like an oil slick coloration over them that you can see that these are not completely of this realm, of the physical realm.
Not your everyday arrows.
Unfortunately, at this point, the possums, they're sort of scrambling over each other and towards you, and they manage to reach you. And of course, the one that's shooting them does look a little tastier.
Obviously. They like that spooky flavor.
So a few of them, launch themselves at you at the same time, and they say, "Stop serving us!" And they clamor up you, and they make an attack. And I'm now going to figure out how that works, how that heckin' works. And I think I'm going to be rolling some stuff here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I never remember that Emerald is like the queen of puns, and it just like Apocalypse. I love how much mileage y'all get out of Nachu's name. Like
it's great.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I picked
next time somebody says, "Let's do RPG," I'm gonna be like, "Is Emerald playing? And how much puns do I have to deal with in this?" No, I love it.
Yeah.
When I picked the name Nachu, I was like, "Oh, dude, we're gonna have so many
goals,
especially with Emerald in there."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
ZZ's so clever.
Yeah, I guess I need to just kind of like I need to figure out what they're kind of like an unarmed combat sort of thing. So I'm gonna reference one of your skill sheets just to remember like the kind of general things.
Yes, my conflicted pride and shame after that pun was very like, I'm sorry, but you're welcome.
Okay,
Oh,
so I'm gonna see how they do against you, and I'm rolling for them now. And so there's several of them, so this is kind of a collective attack. So more than like any one of them, you can feel them, and what you realize as they clamor on you is what you feel is not so much a physical, like your body is getting hurt, but you actually feel as if your energy is being drained. So this is going to be more of a this would be more of a soul, which unfortunately is one of your lowest.
More of like a spiritual attack.
This is a soul thing. And now I'm trying to remember how the spiritual defense works. I assume is this sort of like a to hit thing where they have to get past your spiritual defense in order to hit, or does it? If nobody knows, I can definitely just like do another Control F and see if I can figure that out.
No.
Okay,
I don't know off the top
find
of my
out
head.
together.
Aww. Teamwork.
Oh, right. They call it mystical defense, I think. And
mystical
I'm not sure which one's because they put SD for it, but it's, I think, called mystical defense.
Yeah, it was like because mental M was already taken for mind.
Oh, and this is actually sort of a relevant sort of creature that has an essence feeding thing, so that actually makes sense. So being equal. Okay. Okay, so basically it's very easy for them to hit you. It's basically what their success number is on you is how that works. So they actually managed to do 3. They luckily it's not, a ton at once, but for you it's like it's a chunk, oh, you do have your how does that armor work for you? I guess that's body related, right?
It's a it says -1 survival check, so it makes the survival check easier.
I think it also had a PD, like an increased PD, but that won't be relevant in this particular case. So, okay, so that will be a 3 to your soul. So that hurts. Like you feel like suddenly all of your we're just to get into Mossy's backstory again, all of your grief for your loss wells up, and all of the feelings that you had for the loss of your lover, suddenly you're just drowning in it. And you just, like it's how does that feel for you?
Yeah, I kind of get a little berserky. Like I
Okay.
like that anger that my companions have been helping me kind of lessen just immediately bubbles right back up, and I'm just now raging in a negative way. Like it's not helping me focus kind of rage, but it just brings me to a chaotic kind of feel.
Okay. So you two notice, Zizi and Nachu notice this change in effect as soon as you see these creatures, these spirits swarm over Mossy. You recognize that emotional feeding, that essence feeding is happening, and her face has completely changed. Her demeanor has totally changed. Her anger has risen to the surface. She's turning red and just like, just looks just enraged and emotional, and so you are aware of that. So that's what happens with them. And at this point, actually, Nazop actually decides to get a little brave and rushes towards another group of them that's part of this group, and there's like a little bundle of them that's hissing and swarming towards you all, and Nazop takes their big Tawaran, I might be saying that wrong, stick, but they're basically their lacrosse stick, and they just like wail on them, and they actually take out a few at the same time themselves. They manage to just take out a big swath of them over on the side, and they're like, "I've got you." This is actually pretty fun.
Not you.
I got you, not you.
Oh no, they feed on goth energy.
Going
That's
down.
what the job said.
So
that's
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we should just send Zizi in because there is no goth energy there.
Zero goth energy, bubbly goth energy, maybe.
There's like a little bit because I like since Masu is like like one of my role models. I'm like, oh yeah, I like wearing black too.
Zizi's like going to Hot Topic, the equivalent of Hot Topic over here, and just being like, I found some stuff that fits the vibe.
Yeah.
I know what this is like. I know how to do it.
But these don't attack color, they attack energy.
Dang.
Do they sell goth energy somewhere? I'm like looking into it on the side.
You're on your arm, your Nisi, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Note to self: look up later for more goth energy.
Yeah. I gotta get some more goth energy.
Yes.
So the kind of top of the round comes back to Mossy. So Mossy, you've got these awesome arrows now, and they are ready to go, and you are mad.
I'm angry. I'm very upset. I unfortunately am colored by losing half of my soul.
Understandably.
I did drink Nachu's potion, so I am misting, if you will, like half in, half out. But I'm too like they're close, and I throw the arrows down, which That's what I would do. And I
Mm.
grab my war club because I'm just angry and I'm just slashing and trying to hit whatever I possibly can.
Okay. So tell me about the war club. I see it's +3. What is the +3 towards, out of curiosity?
I'm not sure what that is for. That's just
Okay.
what
To
it
your
said when
melee
I looked it up.
weapon skill, maybe? Mm.
Oh, that would be great. Because this is a weapon I'm learning.
To
Yeah.
express all your goth anger.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, maybe I can do a quick search over here and see. It's called War Club.
War
+3,
club.
it says. What does that mean though? +3 what? Um. For some reason that's only
Melee
coming up in specific.
weapons.
Oh, specialized. Okay, specialized melee. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming that sort of means like towards the success number, or maybe towards your skill.
And it says critical stat damage.
Yeah, so if you get a critical success. So, yeah, so let's roll. Go for rolling your melee weapons. Oh, do you not have any ranks in melee weapons? Or is that
Uh-oh.
just on my sheet?
I
you
have
have any ranks?
2 rank. I told you it's a learn. I've
Oh, phew.
completely gotten rid
Okay.
of my I don't have any ranks in melee.
Oh, you
No,
don't
I'm
have
learning.
ranks. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you
I
have
don't
the
have
2
ranks.
stat. You've just got the stat in the supporting your melee weapons.
Right, but I'm too like upset to think about the consequences of my actions right now.
You're like, this probably isn't smart, but I just need to hit something.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So,
So-
you're lashing out with a rather small dice pool.
Do I get the +3 as dice? You
I
think?
think so. I
Okay.
think that makes sense because they don't say what that is, and I think that makes sense. And honestly, would help a lot. So let's call it that. Yeah.
And I am so enraged. I just hit nothing.
Oh no!
Oh,
You're just
no.
swing wildly, and it
Yeah.
startles them. They kind of scatter a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you're just,
back
like, flailing.
away.
And I'm just screaming. I'm screaming like, "Get off me!" and just like ranting. I almost hit ZZ. I'm just like,
Okay.
trying to
Ye-
obliterate literally anything in front of me,
Okay.
and it doesn't work.
I better not be in front of you then.
Okay. Sounds
But
good.
I can take a second action.
Oh yeah, you've got your secondary actions. Yeah, that's true.
Let me see.
I think probably like ZZ is like consulting with Nachu and being like, I think I can craft something that is like some sort of spiritual protection for, for Masi's soul so they don't like do as much damage. And I'm like, what do you think? Meh.
And I'm telling you, you should probably do that, but before that, give her something calm.
So
Yeah.
I almost hitting ZZ kind of brings me a little bit out of it. I grab my bow back up and just kind of dodge out of the way. Like I'm backing up, give myself space, give everybody else space. So now so that next time it comes around to my turn, I've got some range. I'm starting to come back to myself because I don't want to hurt my friends even though they annoy me.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So-
great.
Big
Yeah,
mood.
and there is a dodge action related to ranged attacks. So yeah, basically you're taking the dodge action and you are getting the heck out of the zone, and you are going to make sure that like you're regaining your balance kind of and
Yeah.
getting back in the
Yeah,
right
just
frame
like
of mind.
your deep breaths, saying your mantra.
Right. Yeah. So that kind of, I will say that means that you back into the next like range, which will make you better at your shots going into this next, because you have -1 success number at medium and long range. So once you get away, that actually increases your success rate. And on top of that the other, I guess, possibly good, possibly bad consequence is that it puts the others in front more than you. But on the other hand, I think they both have higher soul stats than you. So it might be for the best. Yeah, you've got a
I
lot.
think if I lose
Jen's
any
got a
more
lot.
soul, it's gonna be a bad day.
Yeah, so Jenn is actually sort of suddenly your tank.
Yes, healer tank.
Healer tank.
I love it.
She's like, come at me, bro.
This is something I just as a side note, I love this feature of the Coyote and Crow system because it to me really reflects holistic medicine in the fact that in some games you have just one hit point pool where it's just like, oh, it's just your physical body that matters. But in Coyote and Crow system, it's like, oh, your mind and your spiritual, health and your body all kind of matter. And some people are going to be better and stronger in certain areas than others. So I think that's interesting.
I really like that too.
Yeah.
Because we're all one big machine.
Yeah, they all matter. And you can take like a hit on your soul without an effect, but it's all like interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yep, we need some chamomile teas. Let's do the jump.
Sipping chamomile.
We gotta calm Mossy down with some tea. So that I guess brings. So is that all your secondary actions, Mossy?
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm just kind of
equipping your bow and your arrows and
re-equipping my bow, doing my mantras that they've kind of my friends have told me to do, and just trying to chill. As I was raging, Ku kind of broke away from her little nipping at things and came over to like be a just support. Like her presence helps ground me as well.
Oh, she's like an emotional support fox.
Yay! That's awesome. I love it.
Yay! Emotional support fox. Okay.
Man, now I really need a fox stuffy.
I know. So I would say that as this, things have been happening, like some of these creatures, these spirits they're not that brave. Like honestly, they're like, this is a mess. And so some of them on the edges have scattered, and there's only like just like a central, like a few in front of you that are left that are just really aggro and obviously coming at you. But there's still some. So so that brings us to Zizi's action. So Zizi, what are you up to? What are they up to?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about trying to like craft some sort of, spirit soul protection shield type of situation.
What can you do with your tinkering skills? Like, do you have materials? How would that work?
Really, no. I mean, I assume I have like a tool belt with little pouches that I just like I'm like, I need a paper clip and a stick of gum and I'll MacGyver this thing, like.
Yeah, and actually that is like a type of equipment is like there's tools that, and since we said you might have some of this equipment with you, that it reduces like a success number that you have to roll for things in that scale. Yeah. So yeah, we can say that that's your materials and stuff that you have on hand to do your MacGyvery business.
Yeah, and I have like probably like a cross bag that is like it is now like where I keep like things that I'm working on for like when I need something to do. It's like a fidget tool, I'm like, oh yeah, here's where I'm like trying to fold this little thing, or like I'm trying to fix
character. Perfect.
And of course my selection of like herbs and stuff that I'm like trying to learn from Nachu.
Nice.
I just imagine you grabbing that paper clip and whatever else you can find, and then like hopping and skipping next to me and slapping it on like my arm, like a patch or something.
Yeah, and I'm like, here, it's an energy patch. It should make you feel stronger. And you're like, it's making me hyper. And I'm like, oh, whoops. Then I have like a little notepad that I flip out, and I'm like, added too much, ingredient.
Cocoa bean.
Yeah. There's too much cocaine in there. Oh, my bad.
Let's have you make a crafting check, and then you can kind of tell me about what we end up with.
Okay. No pressure. No pressure, and it's easy. You got this.
7 die pool.
I know, it's like all my highest are 7s. That's good. It's like a spiritual number. Okay. Pretty darn good. I have I only rolled 6. But I have 4 above 8, and 1 12.
Ooh.
Nice.
No
Awesome. So you can roll
ones.
that one again to get more successes potentially. It'll either be one or if you roll higher than the success number. And we'll see that's lower right now.
Dice
So yeah, that's like
critical
a
1.
7 success number because we've already done
7.
some things.
I rolled a 7 with my critical.
Perfect. Awesome. So how many successes does that mean that you have? Is that 5? Did you say?
5. There were
Okay.
4 above 8, and then my critical one adds 1,
Okay.
right? So 5.
So tell me about the result, what you end up with, and what it does. I know you said it. If you could just recap for me, and then I can think how those successes apply in this case.
Yeah, sure. I'm like I think that I like pull something out of my bag and something out of my like tool belt, and I'm trying to like, with Nachu's guidance, I've been learning more about herbalism and medicine. So I'm trying to basically combine like technology and nature into some sort of like, yeah, like some sort of patch. I think I'm like
Soul
pulping it and like like, but trying to embed some wires in there. Yeah, it's a soul patch.
Okay.
Get out.
Okay. So
Get out, Tina.
Is it so is it a defensive? It's a defensive item or a
Yes.
Okay, defensive item.
It's the idea that Nazizi came up with, I think, was like that it's some sort of like restorative for your soul. That is the like herb nature part, and then medicine part, and then like the technology part is kind of like to like beef up your soul power. It's like to like protect your soul from attack.
Okay. So let's say that in this case, when you do that, it's so like maybe it's kind of touch. It has the additional effect of, because you had so many successes, that that Mossy is really touched by this item that you've made, and so it's beyond just like you. Yeah, exactly, a little tear. That beyond just the actual effects that are caused by it. We're also gonna say that actually restores Mossy's soul back to full. Mossy is just like so encouraged and just fortified by what you've done.
I think probably like Nazizi is like in their spare time has been like working on things for their friends, because since they're estranged in their backstory, they're estranged from their family. Like these people are their found family. So they're like, oh, what can I do to help? So this didn't just come like kind of out of inspiration of the moment, but they've been thinking about Mossy on the side and being like, oh, I wish I could help Mossy, heal their soul.
Aww.
She's pretty broken.
Oh.
So it's coming from like it is coming from like a deep soul connection, caring place.
Aw, I love that. That's great.
I like how you brought me back from less than broken. I'm still broken, but now I'm like,
Yeah, not as broken.
Yeah,
not as broken.
Aw, that's nice.
Oh, the Gem said it's just a fanny pack stuffed full of safety pins and fruit stripe gum.
Yes.
I'm like, pineapple?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, I want it to smell good,
I love it. Okay, so that I believe that brings us to Nachu. And what's Nachu up to over there?
Nachu is seeing how wonderful Zizi did with helping out Mossy, that she is actually just going to use her knowledge and make up a potion to end this all, so they can all rest and start working on those emotions, rebuilding the energy, and the not so broken Mossy may forgive a little bit of Nachu.
Hey, I like that. So your goal, Nachu's goal, is to kind of end what's left of this the bad spirits or the angry spirits, and kind of drive those off with this potion, or with that. Okay, is this sort of something that like you would throw or splash on them, or is it something that you would drink that would repel them? Or
this is something that I would throw on the ground that we're all standing on in our perimeter, and it brings out a bright light and flashes, which, as everyone knows, if you're in the darkness, light is one of your weakness. So it kills part of them, leaving a good bit very vulnerable to the rest of the potion that just them all away.
Wow, cool. Okay, yeah, they're kind of they're the few that are left while still angry and hissing there aren't too many, and they're kind of closely clustered together. So I think that should you shouldn't have any problems like hitting all of them with the one. So yeah, let's make a check for that.
Let's
Woo,
roll.
woo, woo.
Let's roll it.
So that'd be
Roll
7.
them.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
So yeah, which skill are you bringing forward for that? Is that sorry?
Probably knowledge. So that's
Okay.
7, right? Yeah. Ooh.
How'd
So
you do?
I have 1, 2, 3 over 8, right? We're doing 8.
Actually,
And
your success number's lower even right now.
oh, 7, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have 4 7 and above and 2 12s.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so now you can roll those 2 criticals. So you've got 4 for sure. And then if you roll higher than 7 on the 2 criticals or on either of the criticals. No.
Didn't. I got 6 and
Okay.
1. Yeah.
Okay, but 4 is still amazing. And
Yes.
yeah, like that potion hits the ground. And what does it look like when it it explodes in front of
It's
these
just a bright
angry
light.
spirits? It's just a huge
Like,
bright light.
yes, it's like if you just turned on
Huge
those
flash.
LED flashlights on a Tesla, and they just are looking at them, and they go, "Wow!"
Awesome. Yeah. So it just it's almost it's almost blinding you. You all see just a huge bright flash, and these possums just like you just are like. And there's just hissing and they they just kind of just it's like they turn into smoke and they sort of phase in and out and then just smoke and they just dissipate completely and suddenly the field is clear and you can just feel a change in the energy in this area. You didn't notice it before, but you felt that drain passively, and suddenly you just feel better in this place. It doesn't feel so off or weird. And yeah, and Nuzop is like, wow, that was incredible. You all are just so hardcore. Dang.
Yeah,
Wow.
we want this guy to like us. So
We got box seats.
So Nuzop is like, giving high fives all around and just like, wow, dang. You're all amazing. What how did you even know to come here and do this? I don't even see anything.
Let's see. Should we just tell him that we were told? Well, we can't because we're secret agents, right?
You're not necessarily secret agents.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you're sort of like above the law enforcement type characters. That go around and protectors of the realm, so to speak. So
there's literally some crows outside my window. Ah! Very easy response there for you.
They're giving you their blessing.
Yes.
Crows.
Awesome. So yeah, like Nichak comes over the the drone, lights up a little and the dragonfly's wings flutter a little bit as Nichak's voice comes through and they say, amazing, this is perfect. Now the game can happen this week and Kiyachi is going to be so happy because he was just so disappointed it wasn't going to happen. And on top of that, these spirits are no longer going to plague the people and won't be a risk to the people in the Matawi district anymore. This is incredible. You can all report back and we'll discuss the next steps. And so at this point, I'm gonna say like we're at about 4 p.m. right now. Does it seem like a good time to maybe go to a short break pretty shortly here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And I did forget to give our moderator. I forgot to give Prime a little bit of warning on this one, but we'll see.
Well, before we go back, I'm
tea.
gonna walk up to Zizi and just pat her on the head. Pat them on the head, I apologize, and say thanks. And that's it. And I did leave. I left Nizot hanging. I didn't high five him.
Oh yeah, obviously. Like, get out. I think probably Nazizi was in process of like being like, yeah, you are to the what's the sports person's name?
Nizot.
Yeah, was like, yo, you are strong and muscular. I saw you help out. Cool. Nice job. But then when Masu pats me on the head, like temporarily speechless, like,
oh, that's so cute. I love that. Yeah, and you know what? We can use this as sort of like a short rest. Like, luckily, you already actually healed up on Soul, so everybody's doing okay, and damage was minimal, thankfully.
I also want to talk to Nachu if I can for a second.
Sure, yeah. Let's do that, and then after that, we can go on break after that.
Okay. So I walk over to after I pat Zizi. I walk over to Nacho and say, I'm sorry I didn't get to use your potion on the arrows, but thank you for your quick thinking in the fight.
I got you.
Aw. You're like, no.
You're just asking me. Ugh.
Yeah.
I got you.
I give her, I give them a little half smile.
Yay.
Oh, that's big
Yay.
praise.
Like, yes!
Amazing.
And as
You
they
guys are
walk away,
basically best friends
The
now.
wounds
So.
are healing.
Yes.
And Koo, who really knows my real emotions, comes up to them and like jumps up and licks and just is like happy yipping and things like that. But I'm just walking
Twining
away
around
like,
our legs
you know,
like a happy
like I
cat.
threw a grenade and walked away kind of thing, like not looking dark.
Smoke bomb. Yeah, you're just like, I'm out. That's
Very
all
good.
the emotion I'm showing today. That's all I had budgeted.
That was
Quota
Afternoon.
reached.
Awesome. Cool. So we'll take is 5 minutes seem good, or do we need like longer? Is 5 minutes good for everybody?
That's fine.
Yeah, 5 minutes is great.
Okay, cool. So everybody who is sticking with us in there, we will go to our little BRB screen for about 5 minutes, and then we will return after that. So thank you all for being here. All right, we are back. We are refreshed. We've taken a short rest. Everybody's body, mind, and soul has been restored. We've
My
got some
cat
pets.
has joined us.
We've got some visitors. Aw, yay, cat shot. Yes.
Kitty.
You could be stand-in for
It's
Koo.
Koo.
It's Koo. You're Koo now. Koo is hanging out with Zizi. Aw,
Oh,
hey, bye-bye.
hi, kitty.
So let's see. So when you all finish up there and I'm gonna say that like through the medium of you plus the drone, Nichak kind of recruits Nazapt to come and visit the party later, the celebration, because Nazapt is one of Kiyachi's, the council members, one of their favorite players, and he's just obsessed with their career, and so this is a big win for Nichak and the idea of getting this amazing celebration going. So like bonus that Nazapt gets recruited into coming to the party.
Ooh.
So when Nichak brings you all back to discuss the next steps, Nichak says, "Okay, so there's now the actual celebration itself to happen. We have to, after the game has happened, we will be claiming that field, but there are still details to work out. And in order for this to be truly legendary, I'm hoping to call upon each of you for your unique skill sets and your insights into how we can make this truly a way to just connect with Kiyachi, support Kiyachi, and just give the love that we need to do in this way. But I also recognize that, Mossy, I know that the party planning is not necessarily your, the thing that you're most interested in. So I have a special mission for you if you're interested, that would help you hone your skills if you're interested in doing that."
Ooh.
I kind of give Nichak a side look because I'm very suspicious.
Okay.
Um,
And Azizi is like, looks a little disappointed, like, oh. But I
because
wanted us all to spend quality time.
because I also have a innate skill that Nichak knows of, so I'm kind of wondering if it's my weaponry skill or my scoutness that they're asking for, or the other thing. So I just kind of wait in silence, but kind of my eyes are squinty.
Okay. What is the oh, I see, you're referring to, okay, I gotcha. Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
What? Is this a secret? Do you have a secret?
I think it's been mentioned on the stream.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Where's
But no. Oh,
Ability?
okay.
Is this
I
your
don't think so.
ability?
I
It
haven't talked
wasn't?
about it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well, what it turns out they're looking for, they kind of explain, they give you some background, and I'll start with you and what they're kind of seeing for you, and they do say that if Zizi and Nashi want to support you in this, that you can do that. Like, you can definitely do that, because it's going to happen leading up to the celebration during the game that so many people are going to be at, and many people are going to be distracted. So the background is that Nichak gives you is that once upon a time Kiyachi was himself a big sports star, and there is a game that is well known among all the people of Cahokia that happened many years ago, decades ago. It's just retold in stories about it, because it was a game that went on it for days. They kept having to come back because the two teams were just so evenly matched that no one was winning. And so Kiyachi was one of the players in this, and so was one of the other council members. And what happened in this scenario is that in the end, no one was really decided the victor, and the trophy was given to one of them. But what happened was that this began a long tradition of these two council members planning these. They would steal the trophy from each other, and it became a sort of rivalry. Yeah, and they would infiltrate and steal from the trophy and get it back. And so far the trophy has been with the other council member for a number of years. and Kiachi has been being humiliated by this other council member. And so quickly, Emerald, Zizi has heard this story a lot. Zizi knows this story intimately because the other council member is Zizi's family member.
Yes.
So tell me about this family member. Like, what's their connection to you and in your family? What a relation do you have to this council member?
Well, I think that they are my they're my aunt maybe, and but they're my dad's older sister, and they kind of like run the family. Like they're the power, they're the like oldest sibling of that generation. They're like the matriarch type situation, so they're like an esteemed, council member, and she was always the one who was like, you have to live your life a certain way, and if you don't, we're going to disown you. And I was like, whatever, I disown you. You're the worst. Because my family, the backstory of Zizi's family is that they are wealthy, but kind of like corrupt, like kind of jerks. They're like a wealthy, powerful, but not very good family. So Zizi has decided that they're not their family anymore.
Okay. Do you have I know you had some names randomly on your sheet, and I also have some names,
Oh,
but
yeah.
do you have a name that you want to
Sure.
give that person?
Let's say they're this is Matika.
Matika. Okay.
Ridiculous.
Matika Liss.
Nice.
So also, I guess the question is, does Mossy know your family history? And does Mossy know, because this mission is sort of being assigned to Mossy with you all as peripheral, because Nichak doesn't know this background.
Right.
Nichak doesn't know, but does Mossy know or does Nachu know?
I think that both Mossy and Nachu don't know that Matika is my aunt. They both know that I have some sort of secret kind of family history, because anytime they ask about family, I kind of clam up and I'm like, oh, look at that squirrel. Like, what about your family? What about your past loves? I'm very like deflectionary anytime like family comes up. But they know that I have some source, since I have level 1 like financial gift. They know that I'm and from probably like my mannerisms, they know that like I probably come from money. So they may have suspicions, but they don't know specifically what family I'm a part of.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So, do you want to, at this point, do you show any reactions or share any of this with them, or you kind of keep it on the DL, that you know anything here?
I think...
go ahead.
It's easy. So, what I would like to propose, the side note, little chat. I am going to. I would like to be like, you want me to run an errand, basically, and then I ask who, like, steal something. I'm scoffing a little bit at this. Like my well-known stealth skills are beyond stealing a stupid trophy kind of thing. Does does Nichak mention the name of the person?
Yes. Yeah. Nichak mentions the name of the person. Name's
So
Matika.
So after I say something like steal, they say it, so that Zizi knows, but Zizi, you would want me to steal from your family.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to be like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. That's my response.
I think probably Zizi would try not to give anything away, but a close observer might be like, I saw a flash of recognition. So their eyes probably widen and they're like, But then when Mossy says like, this is beneath me, Zizi will like look at their nails and be like, actually stealing from the most powerful council member of the, whatever family would be extremely challenging. Like I know from
goading her on.
Yeah, I'm like, no one has ever stolen anything so much as like, a rose petal from this wealthy family. I know from my curiosity about all things, not from any certain family connection.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. So I'm
Yes.
I'm on the verge of like turning around again and walking out when I kind of sidelong glance at ZZ and go, like I kind of putting two and two together and go, all right, I'm in.
Nice. Yeah, Nichok nods and goes along, is agreeing with ZZ and is glad to see that you're in.
I'm like, I know all about this rivalry, and this family is kind of a jerk, but also would be a great way to display your stealth prowess. So
Mhm.
And test some new potions.
no pressure.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So like it's Matika is a name known to many as another powerful council member. As you said, they're very powerful and very, they have in Cahokia and in the Coyote and Crow world, a lot of times families live together in kind of, bigger places, and many generations will live together. So, they sort of have like what you would call sort of a complex. And while this world doesn't have things like billionaires, they have families that are definitely more doing a lot better than others. And so you do know, like, yeah, they have a pretty big complex. It's well guarded and well like protected. That it's a little tricky to get in there. So Nichok kind of gives you the coordinates or the location. And sends you on your way, and says, and also lets you know, like, I have further things that I want to do in preparation for the celebration, but this is the first task. While the game happens, you got to get in and get that trophy so that we can present it to Kiyachi.
Nice.
Okay, so you go there, and you go through the subterranean tunnels, and you make your way over there. Is there anything anybody does to prepare for this mission, or anything you need to grab or anything like that?
Nachu hands a couple of vials to Easy, and don't drink them all at the same time. But I have a hint. This will totally help in this mission. And acknowledges Mossy and says, some things will always be beneath us, but knowledge is better, and hands her a mix of potions, ranging from arrow explosions to invisibility.
Ooh. Nice. So what I'm going to do to handle that kind of thing for so we'll say you've given her those things, and when and if they get used, we'll have you roll a check for how effective that potion is. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
Cool. So you support that. Does anybody else have anything they're grabbing or doing before they go on this adventure?
I think Nazizi just like needs to take a stop at her their tool shed to like refill their tool belt with like gadgets and gizmos, and like maybe like a false mustache in there, because they're definitely like apprehensive, like they have prickly like PTSD kind of family thing, so they're definitely apprehensive, but also like excited to kind of like stick it to their jerk family. But so they go and stock up.
I see you in my closet stealing some more black.
Yeah, I'm like I sneak in. I'm like trying to practice my stealth that I'm learning from you, and I like sneak in to get your like leather jacket. Like, but the super old one that isn't like, I'm wealthy, it's like seen some stuff.
Oh, that's great. So your idea is you're also trying to disguise yourself a little bit, since you're going into a place where people might recognize you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But like not too much, because if I kind of like want them to know, like,
yeah. Okay.
So I think Nazizi is conflicted about that. So they're trying to do both.
That makes sense. And it will be funny because I am looking at Nazizi's sheet, and they are not super great at deception.
Right. Yeah, they're bad at it.
So you're wearing a fake mustache that just looks completely out of place, and just
I'm not wearing it. I just have it with me in case.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So I'm gonna pull Zizi aside and hand her a potion that will shapeshift them into a better person, I guess, or a better disguise. So they don't actually have to face, because at this point, with all my wisdom and perception, I understand what's going on.
Yeah, spiritually, you can probably sense my anxiety. Like there's something else going on here.
drink this and you will become a new disguise. Something that nobody will recognize, but will it be human or animal? We don't know yet.
So I'll take it and put it into my little like holster, and my potion holster, and be like, okay, maybe. I'm not sure yet.
Nice. Cool.
I'm always ready, essentially, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
do look at Nachu and say,
true.
lose the bells.
The bells. That makes sense. Yeah.
But
Like, all
Trying to be
right,
stealthy here,
okay.
okay?
Yeah.
all right,
Because
I'll put
now
away the
Mossy's got
bells.
these two, tagging along on this. You got extra challenge mode because we know that ZZ is pretty good at stealth too, or decent at, not as good as Mossy, but I'm not
Right.
sure that.
She switched to her felt lined pouches
Yes,
so that
I
things
moved to
don't
my
little jangle
velvet.
around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I got the
Nachu's got to
like.
work on it. She's
Yeah,
like,
not you're
Yeah.
bad. You're
girls
like
stay
too
home.
stealth. At least I've been trying to learn how to like creep through woods or like cities.
I trade in a red for maroon. I go velvet.
That's
I can't help the gleaming of light around me, but I can probably dim it.
like, well, she'll just go last, or
Yeah.
maybe it'd be a distraction later.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
see.
pop in after the haha.
Surprise.
Okay.
Guys.
Pop my leather jacket collar. Let's go.
Cool. So you're all assembled. You've all got your gear and your potions, and you've changed clothes and everything, and so you're feeling good. Like, you make your approach into this complex, and it's partially subterranean, and you kind of are able to kind of look around, and maybe this is like could be like an investigation check to kind of get an idea of what your entrances are, what sort of is their situation, and so whoever wants to try and do that,
I think
go
it
for
should be Nazizi because I feel like they know they've been here, but like they used to live here presumably, or maybe visit, so they know
Yeah.
kind of. They're trying to be subtle about it, but since they're not very good at deception, they're like, actually, I know that there's another secret tunnel over there.
Yeah, we'll reduce success numbers for you because you've already been to this complex so many
Okay.
times. So we'll say it's like a 6. Success numbers for Nazizi will be really, low key.
Right.
There might have been some changes because it's been, how long has it been since you've, been at your family's complex?
Let's see. I think I'm 33 now, so it's probably been like 10 years.
Yeah, so there's definitely maybe been some changes. So it's not like you're gonna get like your success number's not like a 2. It's not like, oh yeah, I know this place like the back of my hand.
I don't
But
know
you
everything.
definitely know some of it.
And presumably they have like the best security since they're all fancy.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Right.
So maybe
yeah.
different people, but the layout probably hasn't changed in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think, there's still some things that are going to be. And this is also something that I feel like your Farsight could potentially apply to, because I know Farsight has like people you are connected to and places you're connected to actually give you bonuses.
Well,
So
then I think that then before we do my knowledge check, I think before we even go in, I would say, okay, wait, y'all, I'm gonna do my farsight to kind of sense the situation indoors.
Cool. Okay.
We're doing this at night, yes?
Yeah. Your cyber site would help,
it's the sunset
happening,
and
dusk.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so
we'll see how ZZ does, and then
to do my farsight, it's a remote sensing with wisdom and perception check. So do I add wisdom and perception together, and then that's how many dice I roll on the app?
Ooh, good question, Emerald.
Thank you.
Like, I don't know. I have to like go and try to find Farsight again so I can remember what the heck was the deal with that. Oh yeah, you spend 2 points of mind to use it, and then you add your wisdom and your perception together. So you will have to spend a couple points of mind.
That's fine. My mind is like 12, so.
Dang. All right. Okay.
Now it's a 10.
Cool. It's a 10. Okay. That's great. Okay. I'm going to mark that just so I remember where you're
and I've marked it also on my personal plane.
Perfect.
Okay, so I add wisdom and perception, roll them dice.
Your dice pool for Farsight. Yeah.
8. So I'm doing Farsight 8. Okay. And then am I trying to get above the number 8 still,
I
or?
think so. Okay, so the way it works with the success number for Farsight is if you're intimately familiar and you see it almost daily, it's a -4 to success number. However, because it's been a while ago, I'm gonna say we're gonna go with the -2. So it'd be a 6 success number for you.
Okay. Then I have got 4 successes. One of them is a 12, and I have no ones.
Okay, nice. And you can roll that to see if you get another success on that. And
No, it's a 4.
okay, that's still like that's very good. So there's like let's say that gives you, let's use those successes towards like some details about what you know about this complex that can help you all get in. So what kinds of things do you know? Like you say you can what is that face?
My cat's over there, like, climbing on a sewing machine, and I'm like,
Ah.
"That's not a great jungle gym, but okay."
So yeah, so let's
Oh,
use it as like
Coo.
a
Coo.
Cuckoo.
Come on. Come here, Coo. He
as
looked, but he's not there.
details that you can add to the environment. So what do you know about this place? What are some things that you can tell Masi and Nachu about ways that can help you all get in that will reduce the success number for stealthing into this place?
Well, I think I probably know where the trophy would have been kept 10 years ago.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
Um,
that's one thing you know. Yeah.
and I know like what the kind of general security protocols were 10 years ago. So I'm familiar with like, well, they had, this brand of whatever technology, and then they had a guard schedule that like rotated like this. And then any
Okay.
like foundational blueprint things that wouldn't have changed. I know like there's a secret drainage tunnel on the, by the river or whatever.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So with that information, like that's awesome, and ZZ communicates that to the two of you, and you all can sort of make a plan of attack. And Nichok, additionally, through the as you approach this complex, the drone, the dragonfly drone, lights up and flutters away, and it sort of like attaches to the side, and Nichok's voice comes through, and Nichok's like, I'm deactivating some of the security cameras that are around the complex, so this will hopefully you'll have an easier time getting into the entrances that you need to get into. So
Nice.
now you can pretty much plan based on what you had. Like you can begin your attempts to infiltrate.
Yeah. And I'm trying to play it cool, like, well, what if we just looked by the river to see if maybe there's a drake? Because it's like, it would be suspicious if I knew the entire, like, building plan.
Yeah, because you don't want to give away yet that you know so much detail.
Right.
And I would say at this point, if anybody's going to use one of Nachu's,
Yeah.
if anybody's going to use Nachu's potions or anything right now, then Jen can make a roll for how well that works. So
I'm also rolling my eyes and giving you a side glance.
because you know what's up.
Oh yeah.
I think I'll look at Nachu's potion, and then look at Nachu, and then look at the complex, and like I will not use the potion, but I'll put on some like cybernetic sunglasses, even though it's like dusk.
And I'm going
Not
to
suspicious.
pour a little drop of potion on their head to change their hair color, so they will not be recognizable even with the cybernetics.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
on to ZZ's head.
Yes, onto Z's
That's
Okay.
good because my one of my gifts is like +1 luck. I always have good hair days.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, we
there
didn't
we
even. Yeah,
go.
your hair. I forgot to say, your hair looks fabulous.
My hair
Like, it's
looks
incredible.
amazing.
It's
And now
shiny
it
all
looks
time.
amazing, but like
perfectly
it's
arranged.
black.
Yeah, exactly. And so let's like really quick have Nachu roll like an herbalism check for making that that potion and how how this whole hair color change and this disguise attempt goes, real quick.
All right, let's see. Let me double check.
You got pretty good roll there, so it should be good.
It's 7, right? I'm trying to find I have everyone's
10
up.
for your herbalism, I
Oh,
believe.
10. Yes.
Yeah, you got a
Good.
huge dice pool for herbalism.
What? This is gonna be awesome. Hold your breath, everybody. 7, 8, 9, 10. Shaky, shaky. Oh. It's the lowest yet. Okay,
I held my breath.
Well, I guess it's not that bad from what I've rolled, but I have if we're doing 7, I still have 3. So I have a 9, 8, and a 9. I have no ones.
Okay, no failures.
Yeah, no failures.
Cool. Yeah. So I would say, that's pretty decent success still. So I would say that, yeah, Emerald, ZZ's hair, yeah, definitely it's a full change. There's no patchiness or anything. It doesn't
No,
look
It's a
weird.
different color
It's,
and a
it's
different
totally
style.
different color. Yeah,
And
different
it's not
style.
bronzy. It has dimensions.
So we'll go ahead
But
and say
still
that that's
fabulous.
gonna yes.
But still fabulous.
So we'll say that we'll go ahead and reduce ZZ's checks on or success numbers needed for disguise or deception, or I don't know if that's a stealth thing, but disguise and deception if they get seen by anyone.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
So what about you, Mossy? Are you taking any of the potions that were provided? No. Okay.
I'm not taking any of the potions, but I do want to use Walk the Black to see if the trophy room is like. So ZZ said, I know where the trophy room is, so I'm going to use Walk the Black to see if it's still there, see if the trophy's there.
Okay,
That's
so
my
you're
goal.
gonna you're like doing a pre-scouting. You're scouting.
You're like scouting spiritually.
Yeah,
beforehand.
Yeah,
I love
it.
it.
It took me right to it. Okay, so the activation for that is 1 point of mind and 1 point of soul. So you'll spend those, and then you're going to be doing a will check to try and to do this. And if you want, we can say that Nachu does can contribute and do some kind of assist for this because she's so skilled. That she can do something to support. So what might that look like to support Mossy's
Your
attempt to walk the
spiritual
black
journey?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how long did the previous potion last? Are they like encounter only? The one that I was like
probably
half
wore
in black
off because you did like a short rest after that and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say
it's a while. You have a minute, and since I also walk the black, what I can do is I can give you a potion that will help little was it Cuckoo?
Koo?
I think it's just Koo.
Kunu?
Yeah.
His name's Kunu No. Or her name's
Kunu
Kunu No. So Kunu.
To give little Koo to go with you, the availability to go with you as you take this journey. So you know that you'll have a balance because your little friend will be there to keep the anger and the defense intact, because you're still a little wary of the last attack, and I want to make sure that you go in pretty positive, very confident.
Yeah.
Nice. Koo's usually my anchor when I do this out when I'm scouting, but it will work for that to happen because you two are here with me as well. So you two are watching my body as I leave it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got your body.
Yeah.
Okay. so then.
And I say to ZZ before anything happens, no touchy.
No touchy. Okay.
I put a field around that.
Keep those tools away from me.
So I'll say that like that increases the die pool for you to give you an extra couple of dice in your roll to improve your chances and reduce the success number a little bit because Koo is there. So I will say that will help, and yeah, that would reduce success. So go ahead and roll 5 dice pool, I think. Does that sound right? Will plus a couple bonuses.
Thank
See
you.
how you do.
You got this.
And I'm rolling for 7.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 above 7, 1, 12.
Whoa, dang. All right. That's pretty good for that. Like
this app is working for me today.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so you can roll the critical one.
The critical is not not a win.
Okay. So that's it's pretty overwhelming success. So I would say you settle into a position, you so your body will be cared for. ZZ and Nachu are watching your back. They've got you. You're not in a place
the jump said Masu's definitely waking up with a mustache drawn on.
Only a mustache.
So you're I'm just doing a quick review of how that works. So you definitely activated the ability. You're deciding whether you stay in reality or traverse to the black. It sounds like you're already choosing to traverse to the black. That's part of what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm traversing to the black. My goal is to use the directions that ZZ gave to see if the trophy room is there, and then like where they said it would be, and then confirm that it is still a trophy room, so that when we get to go physically, we just get there.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. All right. So yeah, so you succeed at this. You leave your body and you enter this astral form. And everything changes around you. You have seen this before. You've walked the block before, but it is still strikes you because everything changes. Colors that you didn't even that in reality you don't have names for come into light. Things change their shapes and they seem different. You almost see sort of everything has a spirit in this universe, and so you sort of see the true spirit of things as you walk through and past them and beyond them. And so as you move, leave your body and you enter, you are able to pass through these walls as you choose and enter into the complex. And as you go, like you enter in, and inside looks strange because of the being inside the black. Everything looks different, but you can see the spirits of the people that are there, that are the guards that are walking down this hall. So you get a sense, you're like, there's guards on this side of the building. And as you pass through, you go further in, and you see more rooms and hallways that extend past, and you're able to kind of sense your way towards where this item is, because you there's a strong energy to the trophy because there's so much so many people have invested emotional energy in it. So it's sort of like a light, like a glowing light that you sense as you move and are drawn towards it. And as you go forward, there's someone, you see someone with a pretty powerful kind of aura around them. They sort of turn their head and they look, and I'm gonna make a quick check because its ability, they may be able to detect you in this form, but they have to. So they have to make a perception check on you, and they do have they seem to be somewhat aware. So I'm rolling for this now.
Do I do a counter roll with my stealth, maybe?
Feel like yes, it's not covered here, but I personally feel like this is a sort of thing. I'm taking liberties, but I feel like this is the sort of thing that makes sense for it to be a challenge roll, right? Or where you both can roll something and see what it is. So what is your stealth?
11.
Amazing is what it is.
Nice. So yeah, I would say that increases their success number difficulty for starters, and then you can roll, and we'll see kind of what that is. So you roll yours first, and let's see how many successes you get.
Ooh, I'm better with smaller rolls, I guess. I got 3 successes.
Okay.
2 ones.
Oh no. Okay, but you did get a
so
success.
Essentially 1 success, and then a 112.
Okay, and okay, so roll that. So that's actually a second success.
Okay.
At least. And then if that's above an 8, no. Okay. Okay. So you have 2 successes. So what we'll say then is that reduces, or I guess increases the success number that they have to hit in order for them to detect you. So I'm rolling now, and I'll see how they do. So now, if a default would have been 8, they would have to get a 10 to get successes. Okay. So they do get a success. They get a couple successes. Let me see what happens here.
Don't
like
worry,
more successes than me, maybe?
Yeah, how many did you get, you said?
2.
Okay, so what they do, they match you in successes. Oh, yeah, let me
It's
make
war.
sure.
Do it again. 3 more cards.
3 more cards?
So we're
Is that
in
the
war.
tiebreaker?
Yeah.
And so let's say, so they sort of so because it's a match, right? They alert, and they sort of they move towards where you are, and they kind of are yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So I don't know yet how personally I don't know how the black works, but I'm assuming that I can mentally speak with Ku and ask her to scamper away from where I am, so that in the black it kind of alerts that person, we're frozen, but when she moves, they see that movement and not me.
Nice. Okay.
Which is
yeah.
one of the reasons why I. Yep. Hey.
Awesome. Yay.
Good thing Nachu was there.
Yeah. So Ku understands you because you have this bond with Ku, and Ku looks at you and like acknowledges you, and then and scampers away, and this entity, this guard or whoever they are, because you can barely make out like who they are because of the aura effect. They are looking right at you, but then the scampering happens and they turn and they follow Ku down this hallway. And so Ku takes them on a little bit of a wild goose chase, and you are able to move past and you go
I
through.
love it.
It's
She goes to the
awesome.
kitchens, by the way. So like
Obviously.
this person is like now looking in the kitchen for somebody.
They're in the wrong place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who's
Yay.
doing their own scouting, like any tasty treats over her?
Ku's like, I've got my own goals.
Yeah.
So yeah, you move your way in, and you find that it is sort of towards the back of the complex, but you do know that from what ZZ told you, that there is an access tunnel. You find this room, and it has several objects that clearly have a lot of powerful. This is sort of where I forgot the
Matika.
council member's name. Matika, thank you. Where Matika keeps her valuable objects and her, that she's collected over her many years, and the trophy is prominently displayed. But of course, there are guards in the front entrance. So you know that there's at least a couple people that you have to either distract or get by, but there is a tunnel that'll get you pretty close. I think you said there was like a drainage or something that you can get. So you've got that information, and you know where the trophy is now.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
So I come back to my body and I mentally tell Ku to do the same. Like,
Nice.
Get back here.
come back, Ku.
Awesome. Okay, so Ku and you both return. You return to your form, and you communicate the information that you learned to ZZ and Nachu, and now you can pretty much go to that other access.
Ready to go,
and it'll make it
Steven.
easier. Yeah, you'll reduce that stealth number again. To, I think, where are we at? Like 6 now. I think it's going to be success numbers for stealth. So it'll be pretty easy for you to make your way through. It's just that matter of those guards that are near that entrance to get by them, or charm them, or coerce them, or whatever you do, or sneak by. So you're able to enter that area and get in through that tunnel.
I'm thinking
Perfect.
this is where Zizi and her wonderful contraptions come in for a distraction.
Haha, yes, they're wonderful contraptions.
Do you want to try and make a crafting check, ZZ, to make a distraction for these two guards? I mean, they look bored and they look annoyed, and they're kind of as you all make your approach down this tunnel, like you're out of sight, but you can hear them from a distance. You can hear them complaining that they didn't get to go to the game because everybody else is at the game and they really want to. It's only like everybody goes to the game. Like, why did they have to work tonight? Like,
I know. Ugh, why do they have guard duty tonight of all nights?
Right?
Matika. Ugh.
Yeah, Matika's the worst.
Yeah, sure. I'll
So-
like reach into like my various like pouches and like, get out some things to like MacGyver together, like a little like ball that I can just like throw over to the like stick to the wall so they'll go like investigate it, and maybe we can like just sneak kind of behind them while they're like, what is
What's
this?
this weird thing? Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's silly putty and some like, herbs and like an explosive element.
Nice.
And to add to the ball, as Nachu is passing, she sprinkles on a little bit of herbs that produce the game. So not only now are they staring at a ball on the wall, they're watching the game. Which gives us a little bit more time.
I love it. It's like a portable TV.
Yes.
But it's like a little staticky, and they can just hear like 7
90s.
points.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They're like
Trying
messing
to
with
like
the
rearrange
antenna.
their swords to see if they get any better reception.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Swords,
so
antenna, whatever.
Yeah, so go ahead and make a crafting check, Emerald, and let's see how that goes.
Also, I think you should call it McZeezy, not MacGyver.
You're so right. I'm like, call me McZeezy.
McZeezy.
Valid point. Okay, my crafting
Yes, do the
is
jump. Wow, this oregano
7.
gets great reception.
It's basil.
It's a basil. Easy mistake.
Easy.
Okay,
What
1,
do
2,
we
3,
got?
4, 5, 6, 7. Roll 'em. Sort 'em. I'm trying to get above 6. I have 3 above 6. 1 is a 12, so add a crit,
Yay.
and that one
Nice.
is also above 6. So 4 successes.
4 successes. So that is, a clear success. They are, and yeah, well, they're fascinated, especially now that the sports game is, they can see it on there, or at least they think they're watching it. I don't know if it's the real game or if it's
Exactly.
just sort of
Yeah,
an
maybe
illusion
it's
of the
just like a
game.
hallucinatory agent.
Last season's game. Last year's game.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Exactly.
yeah, we just had like a
It's actually
recording.
not
But
you
they
just sort
missed
of
that
like
one
into
too, so
their-
they don't even know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they always
just
get
like,
guard
what the-
nudity when there's the game
the
on. Ugh.
worst,
All
the
they see
worst.
is people with sticks. That's all they
Yeah,
care
but
about.
they're squinting at it, and the parts that are sticking out from this device, they're sort of tweaking them, and yeah, so they've moved away, and they're both totally focused on this. So at this point, yeah, you're good to go. Like, you can stealth in there and potentially just grab this trophy. You just have to get in and get out. So now it
So
comes time
Nazizi, I
for the
think,
stealth
takes the
check.
lead as like, I threw this thing, and then I'm like sneaking
You're
behind
going
them,
in.
and I'm like,
okay.
yeah. So and I'm
Nice.
like assuming that like since Mossy has great stealth and Nachu doesn't have great stealth, I'm like, oh, they'll balance out. They're fine.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
my potions to help me.
There you go. Yeah, you can kind of use that to enhance. So yeah, so ZZ is taking the lead and going in. So let's get a stealth check from you. So that's
Okay.
you have a 5 dice pool for that, and we reduced it to a 6 for successes. Success number. And I don't know, is Nachu also going to sneak in there, or is Nachu staying hidden around the corner, or
I'm gonna sneak in with her.
Okay, you're gonna sneak in together.
them.
You're all gonna sneak
Yeah.
in together. Okay,
I
sounds
have
good.
3 successes.
Okay,
No
that's
one.
clear. Yeah, that's clear. Good success. So yeah, so ZZ passes in, no problems. Sneaks behind them, and they're just over there, just chattering, being like, "Can you tell? Did that team make a? Did they make a goal? Is that? I think so. Yeah, yeah, it looks like it. They're look what. So they're just going on. So then it's pretty much like, yeah, now is an opportunity for Mossy to sneak in. So let's get a stealth roll from Mossy.
And Nazizi's kind of like already made their way to where the trophy is and is kind of like eyeballing it, trying to see if there have been security upgrades, trying to think like which like lockpick thing she can craft or they can
Nice.
craft to get
Nice.
on there.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive, no criticals.
All right,
Damn.
nice. So I would say that because there's so many successes, I would say
I don't
2
even try to hide. I just stroll right behind them.
Yeah, you're just so naturally stealthy that you brush by them as you go by, and you sort of like pick a hair off their jacket as you go by.
I tap the one guy on the shoulder, and then
He
he's
looks-
like looking at his buddy, and the other guy's like, "I didn't touch you," that kind of thing. But I'm
yeah,
just
exactly. You're just
straight
making a
on.
game out of it at this point.
Yeah,
You're like,
you like stole like some coins from them or something.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. Lifted exactly. Lifted
You're
about
making this
5
look
coins.
so easy. Yeah.
you lifted like one security badge or something.
Yeah.
So
I'll be back.
then Nacho is following along behind, and Nacho has only got a 2 stealth. So are you doing anything to like enhance or increase your, success or your dice pool? Do you want to do anything?
I did take a potion to make me blurry into the background, so kind of like a camouflage potion. So as I'm walking, I kind of waver. I mean, they can kind of sense that something's there, but they don't really know what's going on. They could just be their minds playing with them.
We've really distracted them already with like arguing between each other.
Yeah.
The kind of game on the wall.
So I can
Yeah. I'll say
just
that.
crawl in the back.
that doubles your stealth pool, let's say. And so you've got like 4 at least to go in. It's a low success number.
Woo! Oh, and it's 6, right?
Yeah.
So I got 3, 6, 7, 10.
Whoa.
Nice.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. Nacho also slips in, blurry as they
as
are.
can be.
Yeah. So
Woo.
you all you see it, this beautiful big trophy that's made that has like gems and encrusted, and it's just clearly quite a prize. It's
Wait, you said
obviously
big?
It is
How
a
are we
little
gonna
big.
get? How big is it?
Yeah, I mean it's not it's not beyond the pale, but it's
Are we
definitely
like Stanley Cup big or like
fine.
Oscar big?
it's gonna it's sort of between those. Yeah, I
I'm
would
like,
say it's
Mossy,
like
you have knockout gas arrows, right? Like, what about them guards?
So we could do a shrink potion, which I believe ZZ can tinker together from some of the herbs I have, and we can shrink the trophy and then bring it out past the
Oh, is that
guards.
something we can do? Story guide?
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it
It's a good
story?
question. Like
Yeah, we're all kind of like probably looking at it like that's pretty big. How are we going to get that out there? Any
Yeah.
ideas? Brainstorm.
So if
Yeah,
we,
like
yeah,
I'm trying to think like maybe I'm trying to think of a way that we can describe that makes sense because I'm not sure if there's not just straight up like just magical effects, but I would say
Yeah.
that like like you could it's also you could consider it sort of an altering of perceptions as well, that it will reduce in invisibility in some way. So let's have okay, so we're gonna like kind of combine this, especially as we're closing in on time and I kind of want to like roll through. Let's combine these into kind of a roll for like getting out, and then you can at the same time we'll have Mossy roll for stealth to get this out, and we'll have ZZ and Nachu roll their various yay skills, the crafting and the
Herbalism, maybe for
herbalism.
not.
I like
Yeah.
I like the idea of perception change
Yes.
versus like shrinking. So maybe
Mhm.
it looks like a goblet versus
yeah,
a
Right.
trophy.
big ass
Yeah,
trophy.
yeah. Rather than like changing it actually physically, it's sort of changing it. So yeah, like we'll kind of
Like
do
your
some
blurriness,
combined.
it kind of like
Yeah, changes the
changes
actual.
what it.
No, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. So what we'll do is okay. So first, Jen, we'll have you do your part and do the herbalism to get some. So go ahead and roll your 10,
Okay.
and that will kind of help decide. How it'll basically will go down a chain that'll reduce the check for Emerald to make a. Wait, is this a device
Ding.
that sells it? Yeah, and then that will help Mossy make a good stealth roll to get this chonky trophy out of this building because you still got to get it out.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got 5. None of them are 12.
Okay, that's great though. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll reduce success numbers for Emerald. So is this like a device that's going on there or
Yeah,
I
it's like
forget.
something that you attach to it so that like kind of if you look at it, you kind of don't see what's there. You see something else.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
a
like
blurry...
reflective panels or reflective,
Yeah.
something that kind of changes it. Cool. So yeah, you'll get a reduction on your success numbers to 7.
Like a false mustache for a trophy. But better.
But better.
So
Okay,
you go ahead and roll your crafting with success number 7.
7. Ooh. I got out of my 7 dice 6 successes.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Incredible. Like, yeah, it looks visibly to all of you. It looks so much smaller, and like you can feel that it's large, but like the illusion is just
We're all
so
like
complete. You're just like
I keep checking to make sure. Like, is this it? Are you sure? You sure you're not just carrying a cup?
Yeah.
Like, did you grab the wrong item?
Oh,
So
and
point-
I'd like to do some sort of test now too, because I think that I brought some heavy duty toilet paper with me, and I wrote on it Nazizi was here. So I'm just gonna
Yes.
real quick
Just throw that
TP the
around.
area, like maybe the table, the display table, real quick.
Heck
Throw that in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, cover it up. I would say with the number of successes you did, you whipped together that crafting object and toilet papered everything in pretty much one swift motion. Like one hand's over here doing this and the other one's this.
It was like I'm working on an auto TP device, so this was a test run.
But it shoots from your belt.
Yeah, like yeah. Okay.
So that reduces, and in effect, that also helps Mossy. And Mossy takes this item, this trophy, and you can feel that it's big, but you can see that it doesn't look like much. And you now have to kind of conceal this without, and get it out and past the guards that are still, kind of patrolling. And there are other ones, so they're patrolling. So you have to make a stealth check, but you'll have a success of 7 as well. Now that Emerald's device was successful, so it's kind of a chain reaction for all of you.
Well, I got 6 on my first roll. above 7.
Whoa.
And 2 of those were 12s. And then I rolled a 10 and a 7. So we have 8 stealth successes.
So
feel
we
like
got
that's
that trophy.
pretty,
Oh my
pretty
gosh,
successful.
that's so
Oh my
So
god.
we
incredible.
all walked out of
Yeah, I was
there.
gonna say that covers everybody's. I will use that as ZZ's and Nachu's roll, because that was originally gonna be just yours, but I would say you did so well that they just trail along behind you.
Yeah.
And
We strut out.
Yeah, you all just strut out and you have your sunglasses on and you just carry it out and you just kind of
like Ocean's 3.
Yeah.
I lift
Yeah,
the
you
other
have some
guy's
music
coin purse
coming
as
from
I walk
somewhere.
past.
Yeah.
I make a ceremony real quick.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And they just all, like the guards all just, the other guards have all been drawn into this little game on the thing. And then,
Oh my gosh.
You leave them in the dust. You're able to get that trophy back
Like, take
to
that.
Nechok. And when you get back to Nechok is just like, this is incredible. Like, you made it seem so easy. I watched you with the drone and I just I had no idea that it would be like that. It's like, but you can't tell Kiachi that it was this easy. That you made it look so good. You got to tell him it was challenging so that he feels better. Okay. Like,
yeah, obviously. There was a lot of research.
Wait, I lifted money from everybody as we walked past. How much did I get?
Oh, that's a good question. It's normally a digital currency, but we'll say that you got some some of them were carrying some paper currency. So you still got you've got enough that you can get yourself like a really nice meal,
enough to take us out to a celebratory dinner at the fanciest
dinner
place
on me.
in town.
Yeah.
Dinner on me.
So what comes from here is that after the game comes to a conclusion, Nazop's team absolutely wrecks the other team because Nazopt is in such good form thanks to you all rescuing Nazopt from these energy draining possums.
Spirit possums.
And so this celebration, Nechok has been coordinating everything else, and I think that you all are present, and you see so many people from around the town have come to celebrate Kiachi and his anniversary of his time in the council. And he's just he shows up and he's this very grave looking older man, and he looks grumpy right at the outset, but when he shows up, Nechok had just told him show up at the field, he was already there for the game, but stay a little while. And candles and lights and drones fly through the air, and there's beautiful digital effects happening. There's music that arises. There's drums, and people join together in a beautiful ceremony. And
there's some specialty things that happen that no one's ever seen before, because I McZee'd some cool things to happen.
And I'm making Gandalf with the fireworks, but
yeah. There's banners spraying out of things that look suspiciously like toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Has ZZ's name and number on it.
just repurposing your tools for celebration purposes. And people are just, it's joyous, and everyone is just having an amazing time. And Kiachi, even on that very serious face, you can see his eyes are wet, and he just looks so touched, but he's trying to keep his face together. But he looks over at Nechok and all of you standing together, and he kind of lowers his head to you, and you see sort of he just sort of turns his head away and sort of wipes a tear, and he's just touched, and everybody is celebrating him. So
nobody bows to us. We bow to no one.
People are celebrating you as well.
That's right.
The people in Nechok's department, they've all heard about you. You're legends. And
not just handing out delicious potions, and Masi's showing off some archery skills.
Yes.
And ZZ is just
standing in the corner with this fake mustache, just rocking it.
Because I've invented some extra permanent.
There's little whispers of ooh, Masi's wearing a mustache now. I think that's a thing. So people are wanting mustaches now because I have one.
Masi doesn't even realize that she started a new trend.
Yeah.
And
Who's
the
probably
moment
like
is when
passed out
Mossy-
somewhere, eating too many treats.
Yeah. Koo
Yes.
is dancing,
Who is having such a good time.
sneaking treats.
And Mossy takes out that trophy and removes the device. And Matika's on the sidelines looking, annoyed about this celebration that she didn't know was going to happen. And she's trying to act like she knew about it. But then she sees you pull out the small object and it reveal this huge gem-encrusted trophy. And you present it to Kiachi, who's just in shock and just looks immediately to her at her face. And she's just horrified and angry and just so offended. And
Yes.
she sees you, Nazizi, and it's just like, you and your friends.
And I probably like blow her little kiss. I'm like,
and we're just doing princess wave as we go.
Yes.
Obviously.
So that's your crowning moment. So yeah, success, everybody. Amazing.
Woo.
Yeah. Awesome. This was so much fun.
It was fun. I really love this.
I'm kind of bummed that nobody got more seriously wounded.
Next time.
I was gonna say,
sorry, no offense,
this was
Tina.
just the beginning. This was just the beginning.
I did make limb regrowth potion, so we might be able to.
I was like, I want Nachu to bust out some like mad healing skills. So next time, if we play again, maybe Nazizi will like
Nachu?
run in front of.
Oh gosh, no. I'm just gonna start calling them Nat. It's not Nachu, it's Nat.
No.
Yeah, you're like, you
No
now have a
chew.
nickname because it's so annoying.
So yeah, like I would love to do this again at some point if you're all down. We can chat about it after stream and
What's that stream? Do you guys want to see us play more of this game?
Yeah,
more Coyote and Crow, same game, different characters.
They're gonna kick us all out. They're gonna be like, yes, more Coyote and Crow, but none of these people, none of these ones. Get out of here.
We were made to play these characters. We were made to play these characters.
I love the dynamic of the characters. I really do. The party has got
playing
such
with
good
you
vibes.
guys is very fun. It's an
It is fun.
And Christina has been an excellent story guide.
Yes.
So thank you for taking on. I know it's
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
I'm glad there were no disasters. We got through it.
We're winging it, but that's fine because we're Path of the Crow. Well, except for
Crow Fox.
Or Fox and
Fox.
We're just carrying you because we're two crows.
We pick up the fox.
Two crows carrying a fox.
Totally normal.
Good.
Yeah. Let's see. So now I guess I do that whole wrap up part of things. I guess we've got January 25th at 7 p.m. We've got Gundam model building, and I believe that's with Annabelle, if I'm right. And a friend.
Mystery friend.
Yeah, mystery friend.
Like, ooh.
Will it be a fox? No.
Maybe.
It's just 3 crows in a trench coat, actually.
That's what I'm going to say from now on.
I'm just 3 crows. I'm surprised nobody noticed.
We didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. But I do love that orange on you. No.
Right. And then after that, I guess we've got that's also Annabelle and me on January 27th. That's Let's Play Kitty Love, because we are going to we're gonna do a little, it's sort of a cute little, sort of like a dating sim. I'm not fully sure of the details, but it's very cute and anime themed in the spirit of this month, the kind of general theme we've got going. So yeah, I hope everybody's able to join us for that.
Yay!
Heck yeah! Thanks everybody.
Thank you all.
Are we doing a raid of anybody?
Oh, I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Good question.
I'm not sure.
Raid.
Hey. Oopsel?
Ruxel. We're raiding Ruxel.
We are going to be raiding Ruxel, and we will. So please all go over there, give them some love, be cheer them on, and say hello for us.
Yeah, and then
I guess we'll say hello to you.
Yeah, next time, Tuesday and Thursday is when we stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, everybody. We're now we're
Woo!
gonna take it to raid.
Great.
Okay. Thanks,
Raid,
y'all.
raid, raid, raid.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.